Happy Thursday. Sports of the program is brought to you by National Certified Alarms, no long-term contracts, license number 645. Staying alive, number 5. I've got my skull cap on, as if it's snowing outside. It is not. It's beautiful outdoors. I love this. We need more of this, and we're getting more of this. That's what we want. We're also going to get higher prices at the pump for a while. I think everybody recognizes that. How long? Don't know. But, you know, again, they'll come down eventually, but doesn't mean it's going to fix the problem right now. And we're looking at 4 plus, I mean, even if I walk to work, I got to fill up my tank now. They're making me pay for gas. That's how expensive it is. It's ridiculous. It is. Should have been thought through better. We can sit here all day and talk about shoulda, woulda, coulda. We're in it. Now what? How do we get out of this? How do we get out of this? And think about this for a second. Throw away, like I'm MAGA and all I care about. Throw away that, right? That just think about it be pragmatic. Come at this in a way where you say to yourself, okay, how do we try to rescue some of the midterms? How are we going to do that? How do we rescue a bit of the midterms? Because that's what you're trying to do now. Do I think it's going to be months? I have no idea. You're asking for $200 billion. Think about that. Where I thought we were supposed to be cutting. We're not. We're adding. Who's getting rich? The industrial complex that is war? Yeah, big time. And remember, all Iran has to do is survive. That's all they have to do. Which is, the leaders, and they're cracking down. They were hanging people today. They hung a wrestler, a big star in their country. He was 19. Hung several other people. They're going about their business. And so what do? Because remember, their goal is to make life hell. And even bringing in the Europeans are jumping in on some of this now in Japan because of the liquid natural gas. They realize what a nightmare this could be for them. A massive nightmare. So the question is, how do we get out of this situation and say, all right, we're done with it? So I think that's the big question that they're having to ask themselves. And this, did Israel, were they told to do it? Were they not told to do it? Did Trump know about it? He better damn well have known about it. It's time to tell Bibi to get his head out of his butt. This is ridiculous. And then we threatened, then Iran strikes and they say, well, if you guys do that, we're going to go and hit we're going to hit the rest of it. What do you think that's going to do? What do you think? So if you destroy the rest of their fields, what do you think is going to happen with oil? I mean, I told Bell yesterday, Beth Spelke, for those of you not keeping score, he won the trophy yesterday, jerk. I said, it's like we jumped out of an airplane without a parachute and nobody threw us a parachute either. There's got to be a way that we can focus on this in a much different way. And I'm sure back channels are going on, but you're also starting to see many in the region getting frustrated with this. And the reason? Because they're not hitting you and I. They're going after everybody there to make their life a living hell. Dubai is a perfect example. Dubai, if you guys know anything, Dubai is the place, there's hundreds of thousands of Americans and Brits, what they call expats, all over Dubai. Them being hit and the way that this has gone down has altered their way of life completely. So what do we do? Because we're not going to nuke them. That's ridiculous. And we have to ask ourselves, what is the end? My question's always been, what's the end game? What is the end game? Do we have any idea what an end game is? Is it okay, the nuclear stuff's destroyed, it's not destroyed. By the way, how would we know? First of all, any of the stuff that is still around is probably buried so deep. For us to get in there would take a long time, and it's going to be boots on the ground to get any of it. So there's that. Secondly, if we were to step away now and we leave them in place, yeah, it's a little bit of a win, a little bit of a loss. But Trump's got to start thinking, you got to think of this in a much bigger way than just today and the prices. Are you willing to risk some of your legacy? And that's a big thing as well. Because let's be real, Trump cares about legacy. He absolutely does. But Chris and I were talking before he left. You get to April and May, and again, prices will eventually come down again. But if you get to April and May and these prices are sitting pretty decent, it's going to be a tough thing. You're getting to the point where you start thinking, could we lose the midterms, not just in a blowout in the House, but are we going to lose the Senate? And Kalshi and Polymarket have now, for the first time, have it a Democrat winning the Senate. Democrats winning the Senate. So there's a lot to this. It's not just about, the price. Look, we're price-oriented country. You go to the store, stuff's going to start getting more expensive. Nobody wants that, right? Like, nobody wants that.
You just don't understand 4D chess.
I don't understand. You're correct. Explain that to me, Bell. What's the 4D chess?
Well, width and height are 2D, depth is 3D, and then Trump's understanding of life is 4D.
Okay. So but how's that pertain to the other people? Oh, they just playing regular chess?
Don't ask questions.
Okay. That's right.
Thank you.
That's why he won yesterday. I didn't win. Bell won. Ken didn't win. Ken's got that damn song stuck in my head all day. I went home and watched the video 3 times last night. I don't need that. So somebody just said pray. That's it. That's it. I feel like right now, and everybody's on this Joe Kent guy. I said to somebody, because I had to do a couple hits for other stations, and they're, like, oh, this guy's a traitor. He's all of these things. I said, look, he's going to be in trouble. The FBI is going to come for him. They're going to do the same thing they did to John Kirkow and everybody else. Did he leak stuff? Did he not leak stuff? Doesn't really matter. They're coming for him. He knows that. But when you don't feel like your voice is being heard, they're going to, this is what they do. By the way, this has been done for 100 years in politics, 1,000 years.
Did they let John Bolton off the hook? Is he just, I haven't heard anything about that.
I haven't heard anything either. I have no idea what they've done. I don't know if they're, let's be real. Bondi and them haven't been buttoned up in a lot of these things. So we'll see what that looks like. But, this guy, I know, I was sitting there watching him last night. He knows he's in trouble.
Or it ends up like Bolton, where you just don't hear anything about it.
Yeah, you don't hear anything about it. But that being said, okay, what's the strategy? And borrowing $200 billion, if we were to break it down and, you gamify it, you play it out, you're borrowing $200 billion. That is, let's just say we're spending $50 billion restocking. Getting some good money, by the way. Go out there and buy Raytheon and all them. Really good buys right now. Let's just say, but we're getting that, that area of 50. You're spending $150 billion at $1 billion a day. That could be 100 to 150 days, potentially, in this situation. So we're through April and May and into June. I would love this thing to come to an end today. I think a lot of you would, too. And here's another question, and I think this is a real question, because you see a lot of people go, yeah, this is what we need to do. It's great. Let's go. This is what we need to do. I don't care if prices go up. Is there an area for you where you say to yourself, I'm willing to do it, but $5 is a little too rich for my blood in this situation. It's a little too rich for my blood. So,
there's an old Democratic axiom that goes, I want my taxes to go to.
Yes.
Education, healthcare. whatever. That what they're actually saying when they say that is, I want my taxes and your taxes to go to these things.
Yes, exactly.
Now the right side of the aisle is going, I'm okay with my taxes going to war. But what you're saying is you're okay with your taxes and my taxes going to war.
Yeah. Are you ready for that? And remember, it's not just the taxes. Remember, we're going to be borrowing $200 billion. So we're going to have to pay that back. And by, us who are young enough to live, hopefully, a long time, we're going to be paying some of that back. But our kids and our grandkids are going to be paying this back. I mean, all of this adds up to something that this was a war of choice.
That's okay. The grandkids are all bastards anyway.
They are. There's no doubt about that. How many do you think you have?
Grandkids?
Yeah.
None, I hope.
Well, come on. You got
probably have a few kids, but I don't know about grandkids.
Man, you know what would be hilarious if we're just sitting here one day and all of a sudden some kid gets taken up here and he's Bell's kid. Ken and I would just laugh out loud.
He knows everything about music.
Yeah.
And the mother will be like, I need some back child support. And I hear her say that, and I go,
And you respond, I need a sandwich.
That's exactly how you respond.
That's probably the best idea.
You know how you don't, you know why we aren't together? Because you didn't make that sandwich I asked you for 17 years ago.
You'd learn to listen.
Wouldn't it be hilarious? Those kids got long hair, right?
And look exactly like Brother Valero.
And he's got a wristband on. Because I always tell everybody, Bell, and people are like, what did Bell look like? I said, well, all I know is Bell looks like at any given moment, he could grab a guitar or a bass and stuff could start to happen.
Absolutely.
Or an AR-15. One of the three.
No, I don't think so. You're not that kind of. You're not that kind of sad. You're more like I never once looked at Eeyore and went, oh, Eeyore feels like he's going to kill everybody. Well, unless of course you watched the Blood and Honey movie.
Yeah, I was going to say that's how everything ended.
Yeah, but that was a different kind of thing.
Eeyore just snapped and suddenly the 100-acre forest is empty.
Yeah, we don't want that. We don't want that. So, how do we get out of this? And what is your okay, this is enough scenario if we were to see gas? Somebody said, why is only 2%? It's more than 2% of the oil comes out of the Middle East. The big thing about it is what kind of oil, where does it go, but how much travels through the Middle East and the Straits of Hormuz. 22% of the world's oil. So think about that. At some point in time, it goes from point A to point B. That's why it's so important. And, the Euros supposedly are coming. I don't know what that means. In fact, this is how desperate it's getting. They're talking about, are you guys ready for this? Getting rid of the sanctions on Iranian oil to try to drive the market down. So the country we're bombing, so that would mean we have lifted sanctions on Russia and Iran. And we're bombing one of them, and we've spent billions fighting the other one.
And that'll free up a lot of money for them to just go to other countries that are favorable to them and buy weapons.
Yeah, we got to. It's an ugly time. And when they bomb these liquid natural gas, think about the fertilizer and think about the helium. And why it matters for the helium is those chips, not potato chips. I keep reminding everybody that. The actual chips for computers.
Oh, there's plenty of fertilizer going around when it comes to this.
Yeah, there is plenty of fertilizer. All right, a lot of stuff to get to today. That's our only series take of anything fun. Mostly because you guys weren't hanging out with me the way you were supposed to, because Bell's off. And then Ken's like, I'm leaving. I'm going to go get more. Hey, Ken, did you get any barbecue yesterday?
No. Too busy up here, dude.
Well, it was the 1000th show.
Nobody's too busy for barbecue.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, I was.
Dr. Mitchell fed us yesterday. He was out there barbecuing, hot dogs. We had what else do we have out there? We had potatoes. We had all kinds. Man, it was delicious.
Oh, there's still a big old can of beans out there. I don't know if you guys noticed that right by the trash can.
Man, look at that.
That'll be drawing flies by tomorrow when it's 80 degrees.
I gave him a whole cheesecake. He just snubbed his nose at me.
No, you did.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
Well, yeah, we're allowed to have.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, we're allowed to have peanut butter cups. Cheesecakes is a bridge too far.
Hey, did you hear in my business report at the top of the hour, the new chocolate bunny out there?
Did I hear about it? Somebody, first text that came through today goes, Chad, somebody should put a whole bunch of peanut butter in that. No, All right, I have enough. I don't need a 50-pound peanut butter cup, ginormous, huge bunny rabbit looking at me.
It's 13 pounds.
It's 13 pounds that he won't eat, but he'll go through 2 jars of peanut butter every other day.
I did do that. I haven't gone through 2, but I'm close to getting. I'm scraping the bottom now.
Time to get a new jar.
It is. We're going tomorrow night.
Yes,
We're going
sir.
tomorrow night.
Yes, sir.
All right, coming up, panda bears, are they real? TSA, what a nightmare that is. And I want to thank Congress and Democrats and Republicans for doing a solid job and making sure that my son, we've had to delay his coming out here because of the nightmare. And also the prices have gone through the roof like you could not believe. And that's happening fast. And it's doubling in some areas as far as jet fuel. So that isn't good either. All right, we'll be talking about that, a bunch of other things. And Afro Man, the lawsuit, heard around the world. If you don't know who Afro Man is, we'll tell you a bit. But there was a lawsuit, and you know what? He won. Good. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk, 997. All right, Omaha Steaks is awesome right now. Big deal. 50% off, right? It's a spring sale. Opportunities abound to take huge leaps and bounds into feeding your belly without it being expensive with the best around. We're talking about fillets. Ooh. Polynesian pork chops, which are amazing. Burgers, right? So we're talking about the best burgers around, and smash burgers. Dogs, chicken. I mean, the fillets wrapped in bacon. I'm bringing it in for the guys tomorrow so they can have a good weekend of barbecue in this gorgeous weather. And it is the best around. Omaha Steaks is incredible. I want you to save big as well. How big? 50% off site-wide. And when you use my code BENZ, you get an extra $35 off at checkout. It is so deliciously good. USDA choice tender fillets wrapped in bacon and so much more, including seafood. They've got desserts. They got everything you could think about when it comes to food at a price that will not break the bank with a 100% unconditional money-back guarantee. How you get it? You go to omahasteaks.com. That's omahasteaks.com. Get it delivered directly to you. Save big 50% off with an extra $35 off at checkout when you use my code Benson. omahasteaks.com. Code Benson. See site for detailed terms may apply.
Operation Epic Fury update. President Trump answered a question about why he didn't alert other U.S. allies to the strike that started the war on Iran. We'll let you hear that coming up at 12:30. And one more thing we're going to let you hear. How happy are you? It seems to depend a lot on where you live. All that and more coming up at 12:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Yeah, we're talking about that today. Oh, baby, bring it to me. And I know why. Because I got high. Because I got high. Because I got high.
And then threw myself in a wood chipper.
I only got high one time and gummies, and I know why.
You mean Goomies?
Goomies, that's right. That's a little Afro Man. We're going to talk about him in a minute.
You know what's weird? Ever since I saw that video, that PSA about smoking marijuana will make you throw yourself into a wood chipper, every night on my way home this week, I've passed a wood chipper on I-20.
There's no wood chipper in the video, though. But he's cleaning out a ice cream truck.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he is. It is. You know what's funny, too, the whole thing with that, if you guys don't know what that is. So the Lieutenant Governor, Dan Patrick, who's an idiot, he was telling everybody in Texas, if you eat gummies, these are some of the things that can happen to you. You can fall into a wood chipper or you could fall asleep on a railroad track. Because if you spend $40 on gummies, you're like, you know what the first place I'm heading? Railroad track.
I think I want to hurt myself.
God.
Wasn't that where the average person goes to take a nap in the middle of the day?
That's exactly it. You know what I'm always, I know a lot of it's idiocracy. People get hit by a train. Because it's not like you're sitting there in your house and the train rolls through your house.
Right.
You have to actively go to where the train is.
Yeah, you've got to be on the track.
Yeah.
Because the train can't go, it cannot go off the track.
No, it's not like you're sitting at the light. It curves and hits you.
I was just having lunch at an Arby's, and suddenly a train comes right through the dining room.
Well, you were high, so that's why you were at Arby's. Because they got the meats and you had the weed. Oh, my Lord. That is just... But we're going to talk about the Afro Man thing because it was awesome what he did to these cops. And it's not like that. It's what they did to him. And then what? Well, you know what? They're going to learn what a diss track is.
I think they already have.
They have now. Search dumb ways to die. Oh, there's plenty of those out there. Again, I'm not saying that there aren't stupid people that do things. I mean, how many people die a year now because of selfies? Fall off mountains?
Absolutely.
Oh.
Or try to pet a buffalo.
Oh, that's still my
Or
favorite.
decide they don't need their hands anymore,
Yeah.
more than they need a selfie with a shark.
Selfie with a shark.
By the way, it is getting ready to be Mother Nature will mess you up season, boys, because spring is here.
Yeah, it is.
Everybody's going to head out to those nature preserves.
Do you think the bison are sitting around going, which dumbass are we going to hit this week? Which one? Hey, Bob, how many did you get? You got 2 of them last year, right? Yeah. Yeah. I hope one tries to pet me.
Actually, I think they probably just sit around going, I hope these idiots leave me alone. Oh, God, this
here
is
they
going to
come.
bother me. I'm going to have to gore him.
Oh, here comes Tim. Watch out. Here comes Tim. Tim's such a dick. He's going to run this guy over.
Look, the sign says no one beyond this point.
Yeah.
Let's go take a selfie.
Hey, did you see the guy that put on the giraffe suit? It's like a blow-up giraffe suit, and then he went out. And the
Is it
giraffe,
like those Tyrannosaurus Rex?
Yeah, but it's huge. But it goes up the same height as giraffe, and it kind of it's one of those. He fits in the bottom of it, but the head's kind of it's. He goes over to the giraffe. The giraffe goes to him, and they touch noses, and then the thing flops backwards, and all of the giraffes freak out and run away. Oh, that is so awesome.
Oh, my God, Ted just broke his neck.
He did. That is so awesome.
That giraffe is the devil.
It is the devil, baby. The devil, I say. All right, coming up, we're going to talk about the Afro Man. He got high on America and the First Amendment. We'll talk about that, more on all the other good stuff as well going on. And the big question, are panda bears real? That's a debate they're having in hilarious scientific world. It's probably the same people who started the Are Birds Real? Because they're not. That's what I've been told. They're all fake. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 987.
12:30 on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Pleasant View, we've got a crash 24 westbound right before Springfield, Ashland City, exit 24. There's been a crash there every day this week. I don't know what's going on at that point. East Bank, we got one 24 westbound at Jefferson Street, and then West Loop got a wreck 40 westbound right before 65. Operation Epic Fury at the White House alongside the Japanese Prime Minister. The president answered a question about why he didn't alert other U.S. allies to the strike that started the war.
We had to surprise him, and we did. And because of that surprise, we knocked out, the first 2 days, we probably knocked out 50% of what we, and much more than we anticipated doing. So if I go and tell everybody about it, there's no longer a surprise.
A senior administration official confirms the Pentagon seeking $200 billion to pay for the war. Later today on Super Talk 99.7 WTN, Congressman Andy Ogles scheduled to be in studio with Matt Murphy. We'll see if Ogles responds to calls for him to resign over posting support for mass deportations of Muslims. News Channel 5 aired this from the American Muslim Advisory Council executive director at a news conference earlier this week in Nashville.
The Muslim community consists of doctors and educators, parents and students, business owners and cab drivers, immigrants, and those who have been here for generations. But most importantly, we are proud Tennesseans.
Yeah, Congressman Ogles scheduled to join Murphy at 4:30. We'll also learn more about his proposal to overhaul the nation's immigration framework with what he calls a skills-based system to prioritize immigrants who can fill jobs or bring specific expertise while cutting programs like the H-1B visa. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Beacon Capital Management. See, look at the way I did that, guys. You guys paying attention now. Beacon is awesome. Say something about Beacon. They're amazing. I'm going to go out there in the next week or so, hang out with them. These guys are incredible. So if you guys, a lot of places are like, hey, if you give us your money, we'll trade your money. If you give us, Beacon does everything. Your retirement. That's what they focus on. How do they make your life that much better and easier? And it's dealing with everything when it comes to your retirement. And that's from taxes, right? Because a lot of people are like, well, I'm retired. Don't you have to pay? Oh, I got to still pay taxes? Yeah. Well, guess what? They're going to help you with that because there are things now in the One Big Beautiful Bill that you're going to be able to take off, right? Especially if you're over 65. You're eligible for a senior deduction up to $6,000. Now, there's a phase out with a lot of these, but you can take advantage of them. What about little things like long-term care, which should be a big thing? That's very important. They can help you with that. And yes, the dollars and cents. And yes, your health care. And yes, your estate planning. They've got it all. So one stop for the best people around. I'm telling you guys, go see them. That's what I want you to do. Free personalized financial consultation now. Why don't you call them? 615-488-9303. 615-488-9303. Check them out online at beaconcm.com. Beaconcm.com. For Beacon Capital Management, this is a paid placement. Ba-da-da-ba-ba.
Next to a wood chipper.
Little Afro Man. So Afro Man was sued by the Adams County sheriffs. Several of them that sued Mr. Afro Man. It's not his real name. Mr. Foreman. Joseph Foreman, I think his name is.
Yeah, I think so.
And so in Ohio, they kicked in his door, ransacked his house because they thought there was a kidnapping complaint, some drugs, all of this stuff. You know what they found? Nothing. They found nothing because there was nothing. Sure, he gets high, but not with kidnap victims. Ba-da-da-ba-ba. So all he wanted was, I just want you guys to fix my door. A couple things. That's it. That's it. That's all I want you to do, right? You broke something. I want you to fix it.
Was there any indication of what the total cost he was asking for was?
No, I don't think it was much. It was a door.
Less than 10,000
Oh,
probably?
yeah, absolutely.
I didn't go down here and sue the police department. I fixed up the damages they made, and I sung songs about them to raise money to do it. They were unapologetic.
Yes, they were. Now, if you guys don't know anything about Afro Man, he likes to get high. He likes to get high. He likes to get high. In one of the interviews, you know how yesterday Matt got a chalice? Every time I see him on stage, he's got giant chalices, and they're in his house, and he's got like 500 chalices behind him. It's awesome.
Those are pimp cups.
He's a pimp.
Yeah.
Pimp McDaddy. So they got to find out, these cops, about diss tracks. Because he just asked them, can you guys replace my door? Right? Maybe a sorry. That's it. Can you replace my door? And maybe I'm sorry.
And their response was, we're the government. We don't have to do anything for you.
Basically, and now they did everything right as far as they got a warrant. It wasn't illegal searching any of that stuff. So what do you do if you are a rapper? You do a diss track. And so he did a diss track. And this diss track's called, and somebody just sent me something, be Lemon Pound Cake Day. Oh, because that's what the song's called, because he took the song he did and he made a video, and the video happened to splice in all of the video cameras he had in his house with all of the cops in there, including the big chunky sheriff who looked like he wanted to steal the pound cake.
Now, was the Lemon Pound Cake song written specifically about this?
Yes.
Okay, so
you're going to hear it.
He didn't reprocess it from something else.
No, you're going to hear it. It is hilarious. So he put the video out there, and lo and behold, kind of went viral. And he also went after them, parroting everything he could of them. Parroting, satire.
Let me guess. They got butthurt.
They got butt hurt, including one time when he was joking about this cop and his wife, and saying essentially, this guy's on the stand. He's a cop, and he had alluded to he had sex with the cop's wife.
Goodness.
This is so funny. So I don't know. I mean, I don't think so. But he went hard, and they got butthurt. His side called one witness, and it was an ex-wife of one of the cops who said while they were together, because this happened a couple of years ago, they loved all of the publicity. He loved it. He laughed about it. They laughed about it all the time. And then, it kind of started to go sideways for them. But this was about free speech. That's it. And this was about free speech because they said that they were hurt by all of this. They shouldn't have been able to use all of the video and stuff. And he's like, it's in my house. You guys came in my house. And it's a one-party state, so, you paid the price for it. Again, what they did was legal. All he wanted was, hey, we'll fix your door. That's all he wanted.
And then everything he did in response was legal.
Yeah, totally. And you know what the other thing is? So he also showed up every day. And this was great. In a full, first of all, if you guys know anything, his name's Afro Man, so he got an afro. And it was strong. He also showed up in a full, every single day, to court in a full American flag suit with glasses that were American flags.
Yeah, he doesn't mean tracksuit. He means suit.
Suit. Yeah, he had it made special for this. Yeah. He went after one of the ladies with a parody called maybe that she plays on another team, if you will, than the team that she likes the other team, and called Lick Lisa Lowe or something like that.
Maybe she likes both.
He went after them in a way where he was defending himself, but he was also showing, look, I have freedom for this. This would never have happened. You guys came to my house. You kicked in everything. You broke stuff. Then there was never charges against me. And I didn't even get it. I'm sorry. And I didn't even get, hey, we'll fix the door. And he asked, can you guys fix the door for me? That's all he wanted. And then you had to go up against him.
So did he countersue?
No, because why would you countersue? He's made about 30,000 just off the streams alone on YouTube, probably another 50 to 100,000 off merch. So he got his door fixed.
Well, yeah, but there's still the whole point of them suing him for exercising his First Amendment rights.
Yeah, well, he may countersue. I don't know. I just think he wants to be done with it.
So he just because the trial's over doesn't mean he can't come back.
Yeah, he could still come back.
Okay.
He could still come back, but he's too high to do that. And he fell into a wood chipper.
Well, he does have lawyers.
He does have lawyers.
And I don't think they smoke. Or maybe.
Well, I mean, you kind of, we got to have some in common.
You just call your lawyer and be like, Jackie, I'm high. I need you to sue those guys for me.
Yeah. I love how, this is what I love about our people, though. They know who Afro Man is. They're like lemon pound cake. Some of it's hilarious.
I'd eat an entire lemon pound cake right now.
Oh, did you?
But he
And
won't
I'm not
touch
high.
cheesecake when I give it to him.
Yeah.
Well, that was yesterday.
So.
You're just mean, Ken. You're just mean to me.
You are just mean, Ken. God, how do we get? You're so mean.
Boys, I couldn't fit the boat on my Elantra's hitch.
Yeah, a lot of people are wondering why we aren't super rich and famous yet.
I was walking upstairs with that cheesecake. I'm like, he's going to be so excited about this. He's going to tear this open right in front of me. And I gave it to him. And he was like, nope, don't care.
Hey, did you got the spicy cheese? How was it?
I haven't eaten it. It's still in the fridge.
Don't give it to your spicy noodle.
Was it? Was it actually? Did you try it?
No, I didn't get the spicy. He tried to hand me one that was one of those like Gouda. It smells like feet. They're like because the more feet it smells like, the more expensive it is. So when will weed be legal in Tennessee?
Well, right now it's available, but legal, who knows?
Yeah. Let me tell you when it'll be legal, okay? Let me tell you when Trump decides it's okay, we should totally be it, because this is, Ken, have you read the story about the Ten Commandments?
No.
Passed the Senate today here. So it's going to go back to the House. So, but 27-6, including an amendment that requires schools to post the documents, mandating the documents be posted prominently in the classroom. The House version that passed in March 11th would not mandate the displays. And they want to, hey, no, you got to mandate these. So, yeah. So if you want to know when weed's going to be legal, there's your answer.
Now the Ten Commandments are actually legitimate.
Yeah.
Now that we're forcing people to post them.
Yes, there we go. Oh, man. Well, you know what? That's true. When you force people to do stuff, that's when you know things are going good.
Yeah, things are the way they need to be.
That's right.
But you know what? I guarantee you, people, when we get close to pot being legal, Afton Bain's going to have a bill ready to go.
Yeah.
She is not going to let that. She's a dog with a bone on that one.
Oh, yeah. Still no potholes, by the way. Getting fixed. Still none. None. Zero, zilch, nada. Yesterday, I went on the way home. My wife asked me to go get her a Sprite, so I just cruised over to Cookout to get her a Sprite. And Charlie wanted some of those little cheese bites, even though we had all that, because I ate that food was for me. I'm not giving any of the good food to the kids. So, it sucks. No, he gave me a hot dog. Charlie ate a hot dog and some cheese bites. But the potholes on the way over there, my car's all so ridiculous.
What I don't understand is after every weather event that involves a high degree of cold, the mix that they've used to pave the roads just turns to gush. It's like it's just gravel and the roads are going to pieces.
Oh, totally.
There's got to be a different mix they can use to either slow that down or help prevent it.
Honestly, I think sometimes when I walk by some of these things, because you twist your ankle on the way here, on my walk, and I look and I think, did they use paper mache?
You're making a joke, but it's almost reality that when the roads start to come apart, they come apart fast.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's just it is exactly when one breaks, it all starts to crumble. It's like there's nothing. They haven't filled. It's like they paved the road and they left like 2 feet between filling up the dirt and everything and the actual. Oh, it's so frustrating.
There was a listener on the text line the last time we were talking about this who said that the resilience of the road is dependent upon the mix of asphalt that they use and how the weather affects that mix.
Oh, yeah.
So they got to be using a garbage mix.
Or they got to be using their cousins, whoever does some of those deals.
Oh, that's always a possibility.
Somebody said weed will be legal here in Arizona when Trump, like we said, man, if Trump is smoking a doobie on X that's real or saying, let's get high, every one of these guys are going to be out there tomorrow just smoking, just doing it all.
You'll see MAGA Tegrity Farms opening up.
Oh, totally. Totally. Oh, man, you guys want to get high?
Mag-integrity Farms.
Mag-integrity, baby. Oh, God, Raz, I want to get high. I got dozy last night, I tell you that right now. My Tonys. Got a little dozy. Took some of my melatonin, call them Tonys.
You're going to start having weird dreams, dude.
Yes. You know what? I would love to have weird dreams. That would mean I would sleep, like deep sleep. And I don't. But I'd love to have some weird dreams. I don't.
Yeah,
my doctor put me on one medication, and I started having, it was surreal, and it would have been dysfunctional, but it would have been the freakiest movies you've ever seen.
Interesting. Like David Lynch?
Like,
No,
like
beyond-
Christopher Nolan, where you got to go, I got to go back and watch that 9 times to figure it out.
No, beyond that.
Beyond David Lynch.
Just like I would be walking home, and I would see a dog outside rebuilding the wall of my house.
Interesting.
Oh, well, that seems more Son of Sam.
It could be. He did tell me to start killing people.
Oh, somebody said, buy Trump weed. They've never been weed like it. It's the best weed ever. You're going to get so high. You know what? It's the greatest. It is the best. I tell you what, Bob Marley said to me, Trump, best weed. That's the reggae guy, right?
Do you know his wife got shot in the head?
And
her dreads saved her because they slowed the bullet down so much. It kept the impact from being deadly.
That is insane.
Is that real?
Yeah,
Yes.
Probably. And I always tell everybody, too, you guys want to hear something crazy? Bob Marley's dad is white. Did you guys know that? He's half white, half black.
Interesting.
People don't know that, but it's true. Bob Marley's dad is a white guy. He talk like this. That's what I say right there.
Isn't Ziggy mixed?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because if you ever seen his mom, she's a big white chick, blonde hair. She's like, oh, for sure, you know what I mean, man. It's been here for the. And if you guys want to see something trippy, type in Chinese Jamaicans. because there's a bunch of Chinese that live and born and raised in Jamaica, and they all talk like this, man. I tell you what, it's been crazy.
Jamaican bobsled
Yeah.
team composed of Chinese people.
What your name, man? My name is Jean Lee, man. That's what I'm talking about right there. Of course I believe in a panda bear. Off the rails we go. Speaking of panda bears, we'll talk about that, among other things. Straight ahead, Jet Fitz Show. Cybertech, 99 cents. Bulwark Capital, 2nd of this month. They're doing something amazing. It's called Cutting Through the Noise, Cutting Through the Market Noise. Okay, so this is a webinar. It's happening at 5:30 our time. So your retirement, your investments, these guys know what they're doing. They're up 67% from last January. And a time like right now, they are, I was talking to Zach the other day, who's the guy that runs everything over there. He's just like, we were planning for this. We knew, we saw the war coming. You got to have oil. And he goes, not just oil, it's so many other things. These guys over here and gals, they know what they're doing. And it's because of the way that they look at fundamentally how they trade, but they're also risk management. They have a plan going in. Here it is. We risk manage ourselves, lower our risk, lower costs. Let's stay away from the volatility. Let's find the place to get in and find the place to get out. They want to show you what it is that they do and how they can help you when it comes to your investments and your retirement. Sign up today. Okay, it's absolutely free. 5:30 our time, April 2nd. Go to knowyourriskpodcast.com, KNOW, riskpodcast.com for Bulwark Capital Management. Investment advisor, service officer, Trek Financial LLC, and SEC registered investment advisor. Investment involved risk, not a guarantee. Past performance, not guaranteed future results. Trek 2648. United Structural Systems, local, amazing, right? So they're your local foundation and waterproofing expert. You know, as you heard Ken said earlier, we're heading towards that time of the year where nature's going to mess you up. That means those cracks that tell stories, that stuff that gets inside of those cracks, the leaks you can't see, the water building up. You don't want to have any foundation issues. The beauty of United Structural Systems is they know Tennessee. They know Tennessee when it comes to foundation, the ground, which is what you need. 30,000 homeowners have trusted them, and you should as well. So whether you've got a foundation issue with, maybe you're worried about the settlement, basement water intrusions, there's stuff down there I can't see. Maybe we need to have it take a look, or crawl space moisture issues, which leads to a nightmare when it comes to little things like mold and wood rot. Call USS. Have them come out, give you a free inspection day. It is simple and easy. They're going to take care of you. 615-488-7855. 615-488-7855. Check them out online at USSTN.com.
All right, drivers, we got stuff in the way. There's a crash on the right shoulder, 24 westbound at Jefferson Street. Then on the west loop, right shoulder block going westbound before 65. And a new bill in Tennessee will make it optional for kids in schools and teachers to use an educator's preferred honorific, like Mr. or Mrs. We'll tell you about that coming up at 1 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Oh, wait. What? What the hell does that mean?
You're going to have to wait until the top of the hour, Brother Chad.
Is that your new... So you guys have to call me the doctor now. Dr. Johnny Fever Booger.
I'm just going to start calling everybody a librarian.
So, not a licensed medical professional. 6'2", blue die-cast metal, not a licensed medical professional. Here's nobody ever was like, oh, I'm a PA, physician assistant. I'm a PA. Coming up, hour number 2 of the program. Interesting stuff about the music world. I'm going to find out what this preferred thing that Ken was talking about.
Yeah, it's right up your alley, brother.
Oh, my Lord.
Music
God.
world.
You're going to like this.
Music world's just full of criminals.
Yeah, full of criminals, scoundrels, I say. A bunch of other good stuff on the way. If you miss the show, we say shame. Grab the podcast. Hour number 2 straight ahead. Chip it show. 7.
One o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast in 5 minutes. Operation Epic Fury update at the White House alongside the Japanese Prime Minister. The president answering a question about whether he told Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to keep his forces from targeting Iran's infrastructure.
I told him don't do that, and he won't do that. We didn't discuss. We do. We're independent. We get along great. It's coordinated, but on occasion he'll do something, and if I don't like it, and so we're not doing that anymore.
Meanwhile, the bill for the Iran war soon coming on Capitol Hill.
A senior administration official confirms the Pentagon is seeking $200 billion to pay for the war. But Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth told reporters,
I think that number could move, obviously.
It takes money to kill bad guys, he said, and to replenish munitions, too many of which, he said, have been sent to Ukraine.
Ultimately, we think this should be these munitions are better spent in our own interests at this point, and this kind of funding bill is going to ensure that we're properly funded going forward.
Stephen Portnoy, ABC News, Washington.
Here in Tennessee, a new bill in the General Assembly would make it optional for students and teachers to use an educator's preferred honorifics like Mr. or Mrs. Clarksville State Rep. Aaron Mayberry's the sponsor. The proposal builds on a law passed last year allowing students to avoid using preferred names and pronouns.
To confuse a child in a classroom or to ask someone in authority to ask a child to call them something that they are not is problematic to me. It's also problematic to many teachers within parents within our district.
News 2 interviewed Maxwell Jasper, or Max, who says they're trans and uses they, them pronouns and teaches in Clarksville students with disabilities and psychiatric and behavioral conditions.
I love my students. I love my job, and I love working in this field. And it's so frustrating to me that a single person and this single bit of legislation can turn that all on its head. I just want to be able to be with my students and watch them succeed as me.
The bill has passed the Senate and is now moving through House committees. How happy are you? Well, it seems to depend a lot on where you live. Some of us are certainly happier than others, says ABC Sherry Preston.
It might be a nice song, but it's not really a true sentiment, at least for English-speaking countries. The University of Oxford's annual World Happiness Report shows Nordic countries, Finland, Iceland, Denmark, Sweden, and Norway, are the happiest worldwide, as they have been for the past decade. English-speaking countries, however, including the U.S., Canada, and Australia, have dropped significantly in the rankings, and those surveyed say heavy social media use is one of the primary reasons why. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Happy Thursday. Sports of the program brought to you by National Certified Alarms. Oh, baby. License number 645. No long-term contracts. None of that stuff with them. They're awesome. Yes, Bill.
Hopefully, Matt's listening. Mr. Murphy is listening. Today is his 1001st show.
It is. It is. I wrote that down, actually.
And it's appropriate that 1001 would happen on Friday Eve.
Friday Eve. That's right. Puppy. I have no idea what Ken was saying there about the whole pronoun thing. It was totally lost. What was that again, Ken? So I don't call the teacher Mr. or Mrs. I just call them, if their last name's Johnson.
You have the option of not calling or addressing an educator by something that they want you to call them that does not match up with their biological sex is basically what it gets down to.
Okay.
It builds on a law passed last year allowing students to avoid using preferred names and pronouns. Now they don't have to say Mr. or Mrs. if the teacher is opposite of the either.
Okay.
So why don't they just call him all dude? It's generic.
Dude. What's up, dude? What's up, lady? What's up? Whatever happened to...
Lady's very specific, though. Dude is very general.
I mean, that's what I'm getting from it.
So, yeah. So if one teacher is a they, them...
Right.
And, which again, I don't know what the hell that even means. That's just the dumbest...
Yeah.
Are you teaching English? Because last time they were two.
Yeah.
Them were two. Johnny's not them. If you said, hey, them went over there, and they're like, who? Johnny. How does that sound?
There?
What?
Where's there?
Yeah, oh, that's good too. Them went over there. They went over there. And you look over there. Who are they? It's just Johnny. Well, that's they. No, that's silly. But okay. I think I'm getting it now. And again, this is very important because we're going to spend
a critical life hack.
the critical life hack, and nothing else going on in the state that we need to take care of. What are we doing?
No potholes.
No, none of that. None of that. Preferred pronoun, preferred this, preferred that. Good God. Just it's so, I'm over it. I really am. This right here is just, what are we doing? Please, for the love of God, fix the potholes, educate the kids, go from there. There we go. How about that? Simple and easy. Simple and easy. Shouldn't be a hard sell to America, to Tennessee, to any, but it is. It is. And I've always said this, if you can't fix the potholes, you're not going to fix any other big issues. Good God. And then you've got them passing at least the Senate passed the 10 Commandments bill, because that, once again, is very important.
Because now they're legit.
Now, they weren't before. Jesus is like, if only I could get this in more schools.
If we could get this posted in public places that the government owns, we'd be golden.
We'd be golden. SB 303, HB 47. So public and charter schools would display the 10 Commandments alongside historical significant documents, including Declaration of Independence, U.S. Constitution, Bill of Rights, Tennessee Constitution, which are already allowed in the classrooms. But the Senate version, all right, requires them to post, where the House version, which passed on the 11th, does not require that. So it's a requirement now.
You know, when Moses threw the commandments down and busted them because the Israelis were worshiping false gods.
Yeah.
He wasn't mad about that. He remembered there was no schools to put them in, so he figured, well, we don't need these.
Yeah, we don't need these anyways. Nobody could read but me anyways. So there you go, guys. What do you think of those apples over apples? That's what we're doing here. That's the stuff that's going on here in our wonderful state that we should be stoked about, right? Like, this is awesome. Things are great. Beautiful outside. Ken, what are we looking at? 70-some today?
Let's see.
I hope so.
I'm going to have to go back over here.
I didn't even wear a jacket today.
You're nuts, man. It's cold.
I didn't wear a jacket either.
Yeah.
But it's kind of cold here in News Closet B.
It's colder inside than it is outside by a long shot.
Yeah, over in our corner over there, you could hang meat. Like, it's cold.
73 will be the high today, boys. Lots of sunshine.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes, sir.
That is exactly what I'm talking about.
Get this. Sunday, 88.
Oh, mother of goodness.
No, I don't believe it. I don't think that's true.
I think it is.
I think
it is.
Then there's going to be a chance of showers Sunday night. The high will only be 64 on Monday.
Ooh.
This schizophrenia with the weather is just messing me up.
It's Mother Nature, man.
Yeah, Mother Nature, as we know, will mess you up. So that's what we got going on. Let's get out and enjoy the weekend. Soak up the sun. Watch a little March Madness. I'm excited. March Madness it's probably playing right now, right? They kicked off yet?
Probably. This is the only time of year people watch True TV.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, you know what? That's not true. You want to know why? Because women love to watch They love murder porn.
Oh, is that what's on True TV?
Yeah, it's all. Yeah, True TV's basically trials and stuff like that. Like it's kind of like the ID channel.
Okay.
So, all right, TCU. Now I did my. I have Arizona beating UConn in the final.
That's probably a pretty good bet.
That is, I like Arizona. They're good. So I was going over the numbers today because I like to do the numbers. I'm like, let's do the numbers on this. $12.1 billion is lost because of productivity during March Madness. 12 billion. 12.1. That's a lot of money. Because why? People hang out and they want to watch, right? I mean, they're just doing, that's what they do. So, so I like I like these kind of things. So some of the other stuff that I found interesting. First of all, do you know that the college basketball makes about $1.4 billion a year, and 90% of it is in March for March Madness, which is crazy. I thought that's insane. On top of that, the betting that goes on is absolutely crazy. So how many brackets do you think are done? Because I've done 2 brackets. Jack and I do one. And how many brackets do you think are done? According to about 38 million brackets are done. Like that's ESPN and CBS. People go do those brackets. That's where I do mine, ESPN and CBS. But they think about 140 million brackets are done because a lot of them are done at work. People, like today, like all the sports guys, who do you got? Who you got to find out? And who always wins? It's always the chick that doesn't pay any attention to basketball. She picks the favorite colors, and she goes, "Oh, I went to a school that had a bison. I think they should win."
Do any of those numbers include Vegas?
Yeah,
how many they take in?
Yeah. So the amount here is going to be $3.5 billion. That's legal bets. They estimate probably another $10 billion of illegal bets, if you know what I mean. Wink, wink. But those are like stuff you do at the office and things of that nature, which is, that's crazy. And I didn't realize. So the teams, the further they go, they get money. They call a win a unit. So you get a unit of money. They get $2 million. So if you go for a long run, there's a chance you're going to get $20 million out of this, which helps your school, obviously, in that sense. It's fascinating to see how much money is spent. And if you think I'm going to get the perfect bracket, all right, here's the breakdown of that, which again, very fascinating. So that's like saying you're going to flip a coin, X amount of times in a row, 68 times in a row, and you're going to get it right. It's 1 in 9.2 quintillion in that sense.
Meaning that you pick all the
games, everything,
all the winners and losers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's that's like that's hundreds of times bigger than the lottery in terms of odds.
Yeah, because it's
thousands of times.
Yeah, it's so much bigger. So even if you are a person who understands basketball, you understand college sports, you understand all these things, the chances of you getting it right, even at your best, is still 1 in 120 million. And that's somebody who knows it, picks it, can handicap it, understands it.
Yeah, because you still have potential upset elements like somebody getting injured or team having a bad day or team having a great day or something.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's a bad call, luck of all of those things play into it. That's why it's so hard. So everybody's bracket should be busted by now. I get all excited because I'll be like 2-0, and then I'll be like, I'll be 9-1, and then 2 days later, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm screwed. I'm not even paying attention anymore. All my teams lost.
On the Vegas brackets, is the only thing that pays out is the championship game, or does it have other?
Yeah, you bet on every game if you want, right? You can bet on all of that stuff, and you can have they have their own. Some of the books and stuff will have their own things. It's really weird because Vegas is a lot of times the books are owned usually by. They're inside casinos, but not always owned by the casino. So this is
they're just getting paid to run the books for them.
Yes, in some cases. And the other side of it too, we've been talking about Kalshi, and I know I was here listening to Ken's, earlier talking about Arizona suing Kalshi or going after Kalshi, which is interesting. Kalshi and Polymarket are Poly Market is setting up a pop-up bar. So you can go into it in like DC, it's a pop-up bar, and you can go, again, bet on politics, pop culture, because that's what we all want to do now. We all want to, we've made life gamification in every way, shape, or form. We have. So, but they're going to start doing this across the country. And Kalshi and Poly Market are different. One of them, I think it is Poly Market, that is, one's regulated by the CAFTC, which is the commodities. The other one is not regulated. So that's why, you see these states suing, because they're getting around gambling.
Well, is the fact that they're not regulated because they're not dabbling or dealing with sports?
Yeah, we're not quite sure what they're towing. They're literally on the edge of this, and because it's weird stuff like, it's weird things like war. That's one of them. They're trying. People are betting on war. Like, that's insane. That is sick. But it's also pop culture. Like will Taylor Swift get married by June? Will they break up? It's all this things that you can break up. You can bet on. But there's also a lot of insider trading. Like the whole thing with you go watch, especially in politics, anything the White House can, have an influence on. Watch what happens to the market and how it moves, because they were complaining about they didn't want to pay out because they thought a lot of people inside of the White House knew when the attack was coming on Iran. They didn't want to pay that out. They didn't want to pay out what's his name? The Khomeini being removed from office, because they said, no, removed from office means he was essentially voted out or resigned, not blown up. But there's a lot of, there's a lot of unregulated areas in this, and that's what people are worried about. And I understand that. I get it.
What's the pizza thing called again? Where they figure out something's going to happen because of ordering
the pizza. So you go to PIZZINT.watch. So it's Pentagon Pizza Watch.
Can you go back and look and see what happened on the day they launched the attack? Mm-hmm. Are you able to see that?
Yeah.
What, did it spike?
It did. Yeah, it did spike pretty good. But it's also spiked, the other things. Now they're bringing in more restaurants because because they know it's out there, they're bringing in more restaurants. But, they'll
end up putting a regulation in that no more than 10% of the Pentagon's allowed to order pizza.
Something ridiculous like that. It's crazy. All right, coming up, ladies and gentlemen, we got a question for you about panda bears. We'll do that straight ahead. Chad Benson, Super Talk 99.7. Relief Factor is incredible, and I take it every single day. I've been working out more and more and feeling better and better. And the reason I'm able to work out as hard as I am now is because I don't worry about my muscles being in a lot of pain. I don't worry about the recovery. I don't worry about the aches and pains in your joints because I take a Relief Factor. And it's great for everybody. But, as we get older, right, just sometimes taking a nap, you're sore and you're sick and tired of the inflammation, your pain in your muscles and joints. Relief Factor is going to help you with that. It's naturally formulated. It's got omega-3 fatty acids, resveratrol, all these incredible things in it. Plus, it's got black pepper extract. And why that's important is because that helps you absorb it in a much better way, so you're getting more of it, which is incredible. So if you're sick and tired of aches and pains, the inflammation, and you want something that's going to help with that, Relief Factor delivers time and time again. Now you can get Relief Factor 3-week quick start for $19.95. You're going to get yourself out of pain. Imagine what that's going to be like to be able to be pain-free. Relief Factor delivers that. Go to ReliefFactor.com. That's ReliefFactor.com. Or call 800-4-RELIEF, 800-4-RELIEF for Relief Factor.
The Pentagon insists the U.S. is crippling Iran's military capabilities, but they keep hitting back. And some good money news for Middle Tennessee. Hundreds of jobs are returning. Details at 1:30 on Supertalk 99.7 WTN.
Important question. All right, Ken. All right. Bell, are panda bears real? Scientific community is debating this.
Yes, they are real, and they are as real as dragons.
Oh. Well, there is dragons. There's Komodo dragons.
Right, but I'm talking about the ones that breathe fire.
Oh, fire-breathing.
Fire-breathing dragon.
Yeah, because a lot of people are going, well, hold on, the Chinese didn't write about this, you know, and the first person to document this, going back way back in the day, was, I think it was a Jesuit priest, and it was in the 1800s.
Well, to the Chinese, it was probably just another animal in the forest that wasn't that exciting to them. But for a priest to see a black and white bear, that was probably like, holy crap, I've never seen that before.
Yeah, 1869 is when that happened. People are like, how did you guys miss it? Well, because, first of all, remember where they are. They're in very remote areas. It's not like everybody there was literate. It's like, oh, yeah, we're everybody here writes. You know, we're good at this. It's like Shakespeare around here. But the interesting thing, everybody's like, well, you know, this is the last big mammal we found. That's not true. That's not true. If you go and you look, they just found, what is it? I think it was early 90. It was called the Sallow, which is a Asian unicorn. If you've not seen this, not like a unicorn, but that's what they call it. It was 1992. They'd never seen it before.
Is that the thing that has the stripes on its butt?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So, and then, you know, in the early 1900s, we didn't even know, you know, the giant gorillas. I mean, there's a lot of nothing out there. You ever flown across America? Think about that. Now think about going to a place like China or somewhere like that where there's nothing for miles and hundreds and thousands of miles.
Is this your roundabout way of saying Bigfoot's real?
Oh, you know Bigfoot's real.
Oh,
Ken and I have been talking about that all the time.
So roundabout after all.
We've been talking about that every day. Ken and I can't stop. Ken really wants to catch Bigfoot.
Yeah, me and my buddies, whenever I was growing up there in East Texas, we used to hunt Bigfoot all the time.
Hey, Ken,
One
I
of my
got an
friends
idea.
actually saw a pterodactyl.
Why don't you go get us a trailer we could put Bigfoot in when we catch him?
Okay, but I will have to buy a hitch for the boat. We'll have to pull it behind the boat.
Yeah. Okay, we got to get that hitched.
What
man.
boat?
The boat, our tuna boat.
That he didn't get.
Well,
He did.
I'm eventually going.
We got it on back order. The one we wanted, we couldn't get. Luckily, we got it. So
Yeah, we used to go hunting for Bigfoot all the time there in East Texas after this movie was released called, what was it? The Monster of Boggy Creek or
oh,
something.
God, I love that. That was a great film.
And,
I think I've seen it, but I've heard of it.
Yeah, we had a lot of swamps over there because East Texas is right by Louisiana, so you had a lot of swamp over there.
Oh, yeah, but don't go out there.
Get off in there, get that Bigfoot.
Let's be real. If you were going to go somewhere, right? If you were a monster and you go to like Louisiana, why would people like, won't go on, I dare you that? They're like, nobody's going to believe any of these people.
I guarantee you there's something in Louisiana, man. That state.
Yeah.
That's a crazy state. You get out in the quote unquote country in Louisiana.
Yeah. Well, their country happens to be swamp. That's their country. That is their country right there. A little bit of swamp.
That's where Amos Moses lived.
So you know what? I've driven through there at night, and we were on our way to Florida, and I will tell you, it is creepy when you get out in the kind of the backish areas. You're like, yeah.
You hear things that you can't understand.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. But there's, this whole thing about, I find the fascinating thought about, okay, is it real? And the reason people say that is because, they're like, is it like a Shih Tzu? Did they design it? It only eats bamboo, right? Which is hard. They think, some people are saying, well, they made a panda bear because it clears bamboo. Panda bears, by the way, are the dumbest animals on the planet. If it wasn't how cute they are, they'd be eliminated in 5 seconds. They're that stupid. You ever seen, like, when people encounter them and they have their baby? If you give it an apple, what will it do? It'll hand you the baby. They don't care. They want the apple. And in fact, zoos around the world know this. So when you get a panda bear, Like, so let's say China goes, here's a panda bear, because, it's the panda diplomacy. The zoo has to do what? They have to have a caregiver with them 24 hours because they'll die doing something stupid. That's how dumb they are.
Hey, I know of at least one that was smart enough to try to get himself a members-only jacket.
Well, one of them learned kung fu.
Oh, yeah. Well, you got no kung fu.
I think they're born knowing kung fu.
Yeah, they do. They do. Try flying an air ambulance over the swamp. No, thanks.
I think I saw a video one time where a guy reached through the bars to pet a panda bear, and it grabbed him and started biting him.
Yeah. Because it's still a bear.
Yeah, it's a bear.
But you got to see Forrest Glant, who is he's like a big nature guy, talking about. Well, he'll tell you how stupid they are.
Panda bears, Theo, if you're at a zoo and you go to a mama panda bear and you offer her an apple, she will hand you her baby for that apple.
Nuh-uh.
These things are trying to go extinct. I don't want them to go extinct. They're incredibly cool, but they are so dumb.
They're just addicted to the food.
They're food motivated. They're bad parents. They're sort of a creature that, and I don't want to see them go extinct. I think they're super cool, but they're sort of a creature that naturally was probably edging towards extinction before humans intervened.
And we decided it's cute, so we need to keep it alive. That's it. And, here's something else weird. I think they only ovulate, the mothers, like 3 days a year.
Well, if we had decided they tasted good, we would have really gone in and tried to save them.
Yeah, we would have. We would have. And by save them, we means we would make them multiply so we could snack on them. Because that's what we love doing here. Oh, could you imagine instead of working at a place that's, we were talking the other day about the meat packing, it's a panda packing thing, and you got to kill a panda bear?
I think the mama pandas are a lot smarter than they're giving credit for.
No, they're not. They're so stupid.
You hand over the apple and the bear is like, here, you take care of this thing while I eat my lunch.
Yeah. Somebody said, so what you're sort of saying is panda bears are basically the drunk rednecks of the bear world. Yes. 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 That's exactly it. No, they'll eat anything, but bamboos, they eat bamboo. They'll eat food motivate. You can hand them. Thing is, you can hand them anything. They're like koala bears, too, in the wild. But watch out. They'll give you chlamydia, if you guys don't know that. But koala bears in the wild, they'll just walk right up and they'll crawl up your leg. And then they smell like eucalyptus, so be prepared for that. But they're not. Some of these animals are so cool, and they're stupid. They're stupid. If you want to save them, you know what, Ken? We've talked about it. You want to save them? Make them cute enough that you can own as a pet, and the pet trade will keep it alive forever.
Teacup panda bear.
Did you see the idiot that got into the hippo, the mini hippo?
Yeah.
What a dumbass.
He could have died.
He should have died.
Did anybody bite a leg off?
No, because there was the mini ones. What was that? What's the little one's name?
Modang or something.
Yeah.
Maydang or
Yeah,
something.
that one. So, people are so stupid. Good God. This is why people die of stupid things. He got in there with his iPad to film them. Like, that's something you do.
Yeah.
Good God. All right, coming up. Oh, I got a cool money thing about music. And it's interesting about how musicians, don't get paid when they do stuff, and how does that happen? But also how much it costs, guys. And we're going to like this. Stephen Bishop's wife is putting on a concert with him and his friends, and how much it actually costs to do this. And I find that fascinating. We'll do that straight ahead. Chad Ben Show, Super Talk 99.7.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast coming up in 5 minutes. Operation Epic Fury. The Pentagon says the U.S. is crippling Iran's military capabilities, but Iran keeps hitting back. ABC News foreign correspondent Tom Sufi Burridge is in Jerusalem.
Israeli media are showing images of the refinery up there with what appears to be a small fire or some kind of fire in the refinery. We know from a statement from emergency crews that they are on the scene up in that part of the country. We also know that there is another air raid alert up in Haifa right now, and it is in close proximity to the border with Lebanon and therefore well within range of Iran's proxy in Lebanon, Hezbollah.
Right now in Middle Tennessee, hundreds of jobs that were going away are now returning to Spring Hill. A major turnaround for Ultium Cells in Spring Hill as the company is restarting production with a new focus. The plant will build lithium iron phosphate batteries designed for grid-scale energy storage and AI data centers. Ultium spending $70 million to retool the facility and retrain the 700 workers who were temporarily laid off earlier this year. The House Oversight Committee set to depose Jeffrey Epstein's longtime lawyer today. ABC's Peter Haralambous has more.
A key member of Jeffrey Epstein's inner circle, Darren Indyke served as Epstein's longtime attorney since the mid-1990s and had a critical role managing his personal, financial, and legal affairs. Following high-profile depositions of the Clintons and retail billionaire Leslie Wexner, members of the House Oversight Committee hope that Indyke can offer new information about how Epstein was able to escape legal scrutiny for years. Indyke says he was unaware of Epstein's crimes and denies any wrongdoing. Peter Haralambous, ABC News.
Got breaking news out of Spain where police say a body has been found amid the search for that missing U.S. student. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. They are your trusted pros when it comes to your total home comfort. Right now, great time to upgrade. A lot of great things going on. First, you purchase a 16-SEER higher efficiency. So this high efficiency 16-SEER above HVAC system, or you do a whole home repipe. They've got something special for you this month. Are you ready? A Yeti Tundra 45 cooler, absolutely free this month. Also, TVA rebates. They're available. So tune-ups, replacements. And I know what you're thinking. Rebates, they drive me crazy. Yeah, they drive a lot of people crazy. Why? Because then you got to fill out the paperwork. No, you don't. Busy Bee handles all of that for you. So that means no hassles, no headaches. If you want even more savings, join the Beehive Club membership right now. Right? Keep yourself humming all year long. Priority scheduling, discounted repairs, free annual HVAC, plumbing, heating checks all year long with extended warranties. Peace of mind knowing your equipment is always running at its best. So this is what I want you to do. Call Busy Bee today. Get yourself part of that Beehive Club membership. 615-775-7833. 615-775-7833. Or visit them online at busybeehvac.com. Dun, 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 dun. Got some of your text messages coming through? People were mad at Bell and I for earlier talking about the war. Like, you guys know what you're talking about. Somebody told me to get out of the state. I don't know why. Seems like a nice person. I just laugh. Oh, my goodness me. And another, the usual, panda bears are definitely above your intelligence. You think you know all of the world. Not. What does that even mean? What are you talking about? So, I swear. It's the beauty of it. The beauty of the people. You can always text us. Your love, your hate. We're fine with that. All right, boys, let's talk about...
Prefer the hate, though.
Yeah, what?
We prefer the hate.
Yeah, we prefer the hate. It's more entertaining. Let's talk about the cost of doing a concert. So if we're going to do a concert, what's it cost? This lady's name, I think her name is Liz Calmet. She is married to Stephen Bishop. It might be you, on and on. That guy. Tootsie. That's always annoying. Tootsie. It's the Tootsie guy. And they're putting together a concert for him and his two buddies that are pretty successful.
How much does it cost to produce a show? Well, 2 shows. As you guys know, I'm producing 2 shows in Aspen, Colorado in September at the Wheeler Opera House with Stephen Bishop, Jimmy Webb, and David Pack. The ticket link is at the link in my bio. There's also 10% off if you buy now. But we're going to talk about how much it's costing us to bring everyone here, the projected revenue, the profit, our break even, and our expenses. So let's go over it.
So you guys ready for this? Now we're going to do what concert? Who are we going to have play? Should we get Jimmy Webb? You guys know who Jimmy Webb is? He did Wichita Lineman. By the time I get to Phoenix, Galveston, David Pack, Ambrosia. That's how much I feel.
I thought Glenn Campbell did all those songs.
Well, I think Jimmy might have written some of those, I don't know. So we're going to put this on. It cost a few bucks, baby.
How much does it cost to produce a
So are you ready? So first of all, you're in Aspen. So I don't know if you're aware of this. Aspen's a little expensive.
The cost to rent the venue total all in is $20,000. That includes renting the venue, the security, the staff, and catering backstage for riders. And originally it was $40,000, but technically we're getting $20,000 back because that's like a security deposit. Then the artist fees are almost $60,000 for Jimmy and David. Stephen's not included because we're married. And the band is costing about $10,000. Hotels are $35,000, flights $7,500. The videographer that's filming both.
Well, you're putting up the whole band. You're putting up all. Let's hear. I'm going to go over this.
Yeah, but in a theater, her road crew cannot be that big.
Jake Reed, Kate Dutton, Sean Hurley, Marcus Eaton, Melanie Taylor, and Liz Leibert. These are the people they're going to be. They're putting up on top of the road crews. So these are the backup bands. So you got Jake Reed, who plays with Stefani and Katy Perry, and Kate Dutton, who plays with Snarky Puppy. Sean Hurley is with John Mayer, and plays with Ringo Starr's band. So these guys aren't. I mean, you're putting up, a decent amount of people.
Yeah, so if you're John Mayer's guy, you get a suite. You don't get a regular room.
Yeah, and it's like Melanie Taylor, background vocals. She sings with Bette Midler and Barry Manilow.
She's getting a suite.
Yeah, and you're also in Aspen. I don't know if you're aware of this. It's a little expensive in Aspen. That's what I heard.
Hotel, meal, per diem, coloring, and editing, which is great. $25,000 per diem for the entire band for the week is $1,200. Staff that I'm hiring for the show, the staffing application is at the link in my bio, is $3,000. Insurance is $400, and then advertising, PR, and digital. And EDDM, as you guys know, every door direct mail. Total that we've allocated for that is $10,000, and the total cost is $166,100, give or take.
What was the insurance for specifically? Because that seemed really cheap.
$400. That's probably if somebody gets hurt, the theater. It's. I don't know. I mean, I thought it was cheap too. $400.
Yeah, because you're not going to get a price that low if you're insuring the show itself.
No, but I think all of that comes with the renting of the venue, because the venue itself is supplying. You rent it, they're supplying all of the security. So
that $20,000 has insurance.
It has insurance,
okay.
and this is probably insurance for her side of stuff. Like if Steven gets sick or if somebody gets hit by a bus, that kind of stuff. Because it's kind of like the one-offs, like if you guys go play golf and they have that hole-in-one thing, you used to sell that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, it's this has been about 15 years ago, but I think if you insured a hole-in-one for $1 million or like a brand new car, the $1 million would be about $750, and to insure the car would be about like $500.
Yeah. See, so that's a one-off kind of thing, and the chances of it's basically free money because they're thinking they're never going to get a hole-in-one.
Well, I mean, it happens sometimes, and you don't want to lose your ass over $1 million.
No.
That's why you insure it.
No, you don't.
I mean, when I was selling that stuff in Atlanta, the rhythm station was playing, doing one of their games, the insured games that the insurance company provided, and they had a $2 million hit. And
wow.
if the insurance company hadn't have insured that, the station would have been paying it.
Ooh. Man.
And those companies do want winners because you don't want to have a list on your website of, hey, all these guys lost. You want to be able to point out some people that won.
Yeah, because then people are going to think it's rigged, like it's a carnival. So you want to make sure that somebody every once in a while wins a car, because otherwise it's going to be, and you have to do enough business too, right? You can't just, could you imagine giving away, it's like our first day in business, we're only just insuring this one and a hole-in-one, and you got no money in the bank.
I remember one station I did $1 million giveaway with, or $1 million contest with, that was insured for cost him $5,000 to insure it. But once the value's been insured, he could use that value for anything. He ended up taking it and making it a brand new home and 2 cars.
Oh.
So, not to exceed $1 million, obviously, but, you can take that value and stick it on anything.
Yeah, there you go. See, that's the way it is. All right, let's continue with this craziness.
Now, the projected revenue. So the average ticket, the tickets right now are between $100 and $400. And the reason we did that is because if you add everyone together, Jimmy, Steven, and David, the average ticket price, if you add them all together, is anywhere between $450 to $650. So I wanted it to be less than that. And so it's the venue right now is 475 seats times 2. So that's 950 tickets we have to sell at an average of $260, and that's $247,000 before credit card fees or whatever fees they take. And then we think we can do between $10,000 to $15,000 of merchandise for Steven, even though the venue takes 20%, which I don't like, but that's what he's done in the past, and it's going to be a really big show. And then we also have sponsors. We have 2 sponsors at $10,000 each, it's $20,000. So conservative revenue is $277,000, and strong is $282,000. And our potential profit conservatively is $110,900, and a strong profit would be about $115,900.
Now that would be profit after the bands have been paid?
Yeah, because they're paying that $166,000 or whatever. That is them paying the 2 guys that are showing up. Besides Steven, doesn't cost anything because she's married to him. She's a little bit younger, but that is paying for everything. So this now is just the profits.
So that's pure profit. That's what's left over after they've gone clean on the bills.
Absolutely.
So we have to sell about 640 to 650 tickets sold to break even. So summary, which I have right here, my amazing business managers, the cost about $166,000, the revenue $277,000 and $282,000, profit $110,000 to $116,000, break even is $650. Tickets below that is a loss, and of course this is not including taxes, so we got to shave off about 30%. So if we do that all in, we'll probably make $75,000 to $80,000.
That's after taxes and everything for 2 nights.
And what was the total investment they had to put in?
$166,000. So
you're making 50% on your
yeah, 50% over 2. 50%. A little bit less.
Not incredibly bad.
No,
it's not phenomenal. But,
no, it's not. But then this is why when you hear, and you know this better than anybody, Bell, working in the record industry, the back in the day when because it's much easier for them now because now they're just looking for people who's already got hits and a following that they can, something that's already gone viral. But back in the day, for every one band that you hear about, the Guns N' Roses, that and the other. Yes, did they screw over a lot of artists? They did, especially when things started to go well and maybe they didn't get the money they should have. But how much, I mean, like you put time and effort into bands, you tell me, I've never heard of it. And how much, so if I signed a contract back in the day, what are they giving me? And how much is that costing them to take, before they ever recoup a penny?
Well, it varies according to the group. But I think if I remember correctly, Guns N' Roses advance was something like $75,000 to split between the 5 of them. So they have to just to recoup that before you've done any promotion or marketing. You got to sell enough records to recoup the $75,000 advance. Then you got to start recouping the cost of doing promotion. You got to recoup the cost of doing marketing. Are you giving them tour support? That's got to be recouped. So it's very difficult for a young band to make money unless they blow up and start selling lots of records, because then you become cash flush and those recoupables go away real quick.
So let's say for the 10 bands that they would sink $75,000 in to start with, out of those, how many of them would go on and do something?
Maybe 2.
And then the rest would all be losses.
Yes.
So you could see why back then the math got funky and they definitely took advantage of a lot of young bands, but you could see how, it's kind of like the pharmacy. We hear about the good drugs and we'll kind of hear about the bad, but how about the 50 drugs they started never went anywhere?
Yeah, that's true. It's very, very comparable.
Yeah. So,
and you invest all this money to see if this product, this medical solution, so to speak, is going to benefit anybody. And if you can't get it past the FDA, you've invested all that money in research and everything, and you're not getting any of it back.
No, not getting any of it back. There is no, okay, we're going to give you 50% back, says the FDA. That doesn't happen. All right, coming up, some interesting stories. Talk a little bit about that. Got some of your text messages as well. And something I'm going to throw out to you guys tomorrow that I think will be fun for you guys to do. All right, so be prepared for that, which we're going to talk a little bit about straight ahead. Chad Ben Show, Super Talk 997. Prize Picks is awesome. We're talking about, all the things you can do out there. Prize Picks is America's #1 sports pick app. And it has nothing to do with, you're not going out and picking teams, right? Lines, and you're picking players based on the projected stats. So it's more, it's less. It's that simple, okay? And what I love about Prize Picks is you already know the games. So for me, it's like I know soccer. So I know who to focus on, where to focus on. That's my thing. And I do quite well with Prize Picks. And it's every sport. And you can go cross sports, so you can pick a different sport, and you set a lineup based on 2 or more players. Now, when you set your first lineup, you're going to get $50 in lineups automatically in your account when you use my code chat. So you download the app, take advantage of all the promos they have, stacks, right? You can have 2,000 times your money. They also got situations where you can get injury reboots, somebody gets injured, and on top of that, early payout as well. So what are you waiting for? You know the sports? How about starting to win? Download the Prize Picks app today. Use my code chat to get $50 in lineups immediately when you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good to be right.
All right, drivers, we've got a crash 40 westbound there at Spence Lane, and we've got an ominous development in the search for a University of Alabama student who went missing on a trip to Spain. That's coming up at 2 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
That's the kid Barcelona, huh?
Yeah.
That sucks. What a horrible, horrible thing.
Never go to Spain.
I've been there a couple times.
I hear it's awesome.
I don't see you going back.
It is awesome. It is. Don't do anything between noon and 3, though, because there ain't nothing going on.
Yeah. It just shuts down.
You have people are same thing in Mexico, right? People don't realize siesta's a real deal.
It's a real thing.
They have a little lunch, and by the way, they eat dinner at 11. So if you show up somewhere at like 9 and you think like here, that's like, oh, it's late. Who knew?
That was one of my favorite lines in The Office. Was when Jan told Pam that Pam, sometimes people in Spain don't eat until 11 or midnight. And Steve Carell's response was, when in Rome.
Have you seen St. Dennis? St. Dennis is the medical version of The Office.
Oh, I've heard that is very funny.
It is so funny. It is great. It's a fun show. It is absolutely a fun show.
Is it as politically incorrect?
It's pretty politically incorrect because the doctor, there's 2 doctors. David Alan Grier is one of them.
Yeah.
And then the other doctor is, God, what is it? The other doctor is, he's the surgeon and whatever. He is the goofiest, funniest guy ever, but David Alan Grier is great in it. And the blonde lady from Reno 911,
yes.
She is like she's the head of the hospital. She is awesome as well.
She is very funny.
So
I've liked her in everything she's been in.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. If you guys have a chance, check that out. All right, coming up, hour number 3 of the program, we'll talk a little bit about Iran. How expensive? How high will it go? We'll ask you guys that. Plus, I'm going to give you, a few of you, a chance to do something, right? So I'll tell you what it is. We're going to talk about that as well. A bunch of other good stuff on the way. Hour number 3 straight ahead. Chad Ben Show, Super Talk 99.7.
Two o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast in 5 minutes. And authorities in Barcelona say a body has been recovered in the Mediterranean Sea near where 20-year-old James Jimmy Gracie was last seen earlier this week. Police have not yet confirmed the identity, but journalists on the scene report the description matches that of the missing University of Alabama student. Gracie disappeared Tuesday after leaving a nightclub around 3 a.m. local time. Kevin McClay is a fellow student on the trip.
Enjoying a good time. Unfortunately, he was separated from the rest of the group later into the night, and that was the last time we've heard from him.
Spanish police say they've recovered Gracie's phone, reportedly found in connection with an unrelated arrest. Operation Epic Fury, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says his agency's following the money, and he believes members of the Iranian regime are defecting.
We are seeing the defections at all levels as they're starting to sense what's going on with the regime. It doesn't get reported here in the U.S. very well, but we are trouncing them from the air, and the regime will probably collapse within itself.
But Iran keeps striking back. ABC News foreign correspondent Tom Sufi Burridge is in Jerusalem.
It is being widely reported in the Israeli media that the largest oil refinery in the country, up in Haifa, has been hit. And that follows, of course, a range of strikes right across the Middle East, on those Gulf countries by Iran, on the United Arab Emirates, on oil and gas facilities in Qatar, in Saudi Arabia. And obviously that follows Israel's strike on that major oil field in Iran.
President Trump confirming his administration seeking an additional $200 billion for the war and beyond. A big shift at a Middle Tennessee battery plant, and it's all because of AI. And it's good news for hundreds of workers. Altium Cells reopening its Spring Hill facility to produce new lithium iron phosphate batteries. The company investing $70 million to shift production toward batteries that power AI data centers and large energy storage systems. This move comes months after more than 700 workers were laid off, but those employees now being retrained for the new product line there in Spring Hill. And then there is the TSA. With the partial government shutdown dragging on, airport security officers looking at another week without a paycheck. ABC's Jim Ryan says a rising number are reporting sick.
As many as 1 in 10 Transportation Security Administration agents nationwide is calling in sick. But Oakland Airport TSA officer Joseph Serletti says it's not because they don't want to work.
We're talking about parents who cannot afford childcare, officers who cannot put gas in their cars to make it to work.
Atlanta and New Orleans had the highest sick-out rate at about 40%.
That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Sports Show program is brought to you by National Certified Alarms for long-term contracts. License number 645. Already, guys, I've won one of my games. My bracket is undefeated. I already got a winner. Picked one.
Who was it?
SMU over Ohio State.
Oh, they beat the Buckeyes.
They beat the Buckeyes.
So
The Ponies
did you win
beat
money?
Or TCU. No, I don't know. It's one of those. No, maybe it's TCU. It's one of those. One of the U's.
One of those.
Somebody in Texas.
Yeah, one of those schools in Texas. I think it was TCU.
Yeah,
the
TCU.
Horned Frogs.
The Horned Frogs. They horned frogs all over them.
If you didn't win any money, why are you so excited?
Because it's part of my bracket, dude.
I don't understand.
Okay, so the bracket, you get points per win. And so the bracket, teams play, teams. Oh, my God.
Who wants
This is the
points
problem,
per win? I
Bell. He
want
knows
some
everything
money.
about music, nothing about sports.
I want some money for the win, not points.
So everything about me, nothing about sports. I know nothing about sports.
I know nothing.
I see nothing. I know nothing. Right now, I am sitting big, and I got Duke here playing right now. It's going to be good, man. It's going to be good. All that money being wagered right now, people not doing work. Yeah. So I did lose one already. No, I did. I won 2, because I get 10, because Nebraska, I picked Nebraska, too. They rolled Troy. Ugh, what do you think of that, Troy? Thanks for coming, punks. Good God. When does Tennessee play?
I don't know.
They play, is today's 19th today?
Today is the 19th.
They play tomorrow against Miami of Ohio.
Who do you have winning?
Arizona.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good.
Bear
bet.
down. And Alabama's best player, he had, 2.5 pounds of pot on him?
Yeah, apparently had a whole bunch of Merida Hoochie.
The whole bunch of the hooch. He is not going to be playing in the first round.
Looks like I picked the wrong time to
sell a bunch of weed.
If he had asked me, I'd have held it for him.
Well, you can't. Okay, come on, dude. We're serious. God, that's crazy. So when's Vanderbilt play? Vandy's in it, right? When do they play?
Vandy's in there. I don't know when those boys play.
Let's take a look here.
Vandy boys.
Vandy boys play today at 2:15 against McNeese State.
Better look out for them.
The Flying Geese. I don't even know. The Dragons. I don't know what they're called.
I think they're I think they're in Louisiana.
Yeah, I think they are.
McNeese State.
Yep. Lake Charles.
Yeah, you better look out for them, man. They'll put the voodoo on you.
Oh, who do the voodoo that you do? What's their nickname? The Flying Turkeys? I don't know what they're called. Flying McNeese State. Now we need to know their nickname. The mascot is
Big old
Rowdy
crawfish.
the Cowboy.
Rowdy the McNeese State Cowboys?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. So a cowboy, I figure they're referred to as the Pokes.
The Pokes. Okay.
If you win if you get down to the final game and win and get everything right, what do you win?
I don't know what I have no, it's funny, I have no idea what they're giving away this year in the bracket challenge for ESPN. It's decent, you probably get unlimited
Walkman
access to it's going to be great. You get unlimited access to, some I already probably pay for. Basically, it's for pride. I only play for pride. I play elsewhere for money.
Prize.
Well, I play Prize Picks, absolutely. And I do that for soccer because I know soccer really well. Do very well in the soccer thing. And I also do a little poly market here and there. Not going to lie to you. I was looking at the poly markets today on if anybody else is going to be joining the war. By April 30th, it's 50-50. By April 15th, it's only 40% say yes. That's a new one today.
So is that like a regular example of something you would vote on the poly market?
Yeah, so you can go to the poly market right now. So the breaking stuff on poly market is will the Detroit Pistons finish as the number 1 seed? The Fed rate cut you can do. Russia capture Rodney by the 31st. Will Elon's net worth be at least $710 billion by March 31st? You could bet on his worth. And then if you want to go to politics on this, they've got everything. So they're already taking Democratic nominees. Gavin Newsom right now is the odds-on favorite, but he's only at 25%. Republican is J.D. Vance at 38%. So I don't know. I don't feel that one. And now here's the other thing. You can also bet on, like, earlier today, it's a perfect example. You can bet on even what people say in their press conferences. So one of the things was, will he say quagmire?
The media here, not all of it, but much of it, wants you to think, just 19 days into this conflict, that we're somehow spinning toward an endless abyss or a forever war or a quagmire.
Giggity.
Nothing could be further from the truth.
Giggity. So you can bet on whether or not he's going to say that in his press conference. And right now, one of the hot things is Trump in his next this week. Will he say Ayatollah or Khomeini?
When they're taking bets on those kind of, I guess, more pop culture things that are surrounding verbiage and stuff like that, is there a cap on how much you can bet?
No, but like anything, they want to know. So if you move the line, so you go through $100,000, that's one of the things they were looking at in the war from Iran, that a lot of money that seemed to come from the D.C. area was bet the day of, basically, or going into the night of when there was going to be an attack. And they said, oh, this is kind of insider trading.
Yeah, these guys know something's going to happen.
You know something's up. So, but you could literally, it's the weirdest thing you can, Fed chair, who's going to be confirmed as the Fed chair? Will the conflict in Iran and Israel end by December 31st? 83% say yes. And they're called contracts, kind of like the futures markets. So in commodities, you're trading contracts based on dates. You're buying out to the dates. And so that's this. So by December 31st, by June 30th,
what are the odds of it ending before the midterms?
Let's see here. By the midterms. So here it is. The conflict. Now I'm going to break this down for you guys. And December 31st, 83%. So you can buy yes. By March 31st, only 4%. So if you're throwing, a bunch of money at that, your chance of you winning some good money there. But by June 30th, they've got 68%. By May 15th, it's 50-50. So they think it's going to end probably April-ish, late April, early May. That's where, and this is just people, it's their hunches for the most part. You're betting yes or no. That's it. And you could do culture too, which I find fascinating.
But when they're doing these, when they're trying to come up with these odds and they're looking at something like the midterms, I mean, if Trump is still in this fight in the midterms, that is potential to damage him incredibly bad.
Oh, if we're in this through the summer and gas prices, crude is sitting at $100 still, and gas prices are $4.5, and all of our food has gone up. And by the way, food's going to go up not just because of the oil. You got to think about the fertilizer and how much moves through there and how much is also cultivated there that push pressure on everywhere. This is a legacy damaging kind of thing.
So wouldn't it be expected that the odds are he'd want to have it ended before then?
Oh, yeah. Well, he'd like to have it ended today. But, it isn't happening. And we don't, I couldn't tell you where we're headed. I don't know how long, but we're asking for $200 billion because we got so much money.
Those bombs have expiration dates.
They do have expiration dates. They have expiration dates. So you've got, and so much of the line moves just kind of like this is how much people are looking out trying to forecast this, and they're throwing money at it. That moves the line, yes or no, is the amount of volume there. Here's something for you, Bell. Which movie has the biggest opening weekend in 2026? Avengers Doomsday or Spider-Man? Avengers Doomsday, 77%. That's pretty cool. I mean,
yeah, I wouldn't put the odds that much in Doomsday's favor, but I do think they're going to end up being the one with the higher opening.
Yeah. Because I think Spider-Man's got legs and he's got webs. Did you like the trailer?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's what are the odds of Marco becoming the Fed chair? He does everything. I don't know if they have that there. Let's take a look here. So Fed chair for him, it is Marco. Marco's not. Is he on there? No, he's not. No. So the odds
that's
are
an oversight.
Yeah. And here's the amount of money too. This is the other thing on Polymarket. This will tell you. So Kevin Warsh, the odds 94% that it's going to be him, and $2 million plus have been vetted on as the volume. Judy Shelton, 2%, $4.5 million bet on her. So Scott Bessent, I thought would have been I thought, but people you take a run at these things. That's what you do. So these are all, and this is why Polymarket's so big, because it's the average person gets sucked into these things. And I tell you what, again, the culture thing is fascinating to me. You can bet on, you name it, Stranger Things episode. Will there be a special one released by this date? And here's the difference.
Well, that's something that people like me who don't give a crap about sports can actually relate to.
But when we always talk about, so let's, and pay attention to this. So politics, right? Everything's politics. We talk about everything here. Why? Because the average person talks about everything. So let's go to politics, right? Like even Marco Rubio, this or that. You go look at the amount of money poured in on stuff. It is huge. Politics, right? Massive. But you go also look at culture, the amount of money poured in on culture. Here's one. Will Jesus return before 2027? $47 million has been thrown at that. Right now, it's a big
Well, doesn't
no.
the money become worthless if he does? Are we suddenly on to another currency?
By the way, it's both good and bad. Yeah, he's back. Oh, by the way, it doesn't matter anymore for the money. So what did I bet on? Harvey Weinstein. You could bet on his prison time. Isn't that crazy? GTA. You can bet on that because that comes out.
On its release?
What will happen before Grand Theft Auto? Was it 6? Drake releases Iceman or the new Rihanna album. And they also have the GTA release before June.
I'd bet on Drake and Rihanna.
Yeah, I think so too. That's where the smart money is. Smart money right there. So these are all the things. Will Mr. Beast hit X amount of billion views by March 31st? God, he's just 115 billion views. That's a lot of views, kids. That's a lot of views. So, yeah, and somebody said the poly market, commodities, and that's why they want them to regulate these, like Kalshi and them, because I think poly market is the one that is regulated on the CFTC, which is the commodity exchange market, where Kalshi's not. That's why, what's her name? Chris Mays from Arizona suing Kalshi, any of these markets, because they're saying it's betting, it's not trading commodities, it's none of those things. So, wars do not end on one side, says Win. That's true. No, war's in. There's still a war going on between North and South Korea. They just said timeout. And then they blew up.
Because they just signed an armistice. They didn't sign an actual
The war
peace
is still
accord.
the war's still live. Yeah.
They just aren't shooting right
They're just
now.
not shooting. It's
Or
like
occasionally they shoot.
Occasionally. Once in a great while. Once in a great while. All right, coming up. A lot of good stuff to talk about. We're going to talk a bit about the war, the cost. What's it going to be? Not just the cost to the potential lives lost, but also the cost to us at the pump, the cost of us dollar-wise at, the store, and the cost to us in the future if we're borrowing $250 billion already.
How many service members have we lost so far?
Is it 13?
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, I think it's. But then they're talking about 200 plus injured, some of them severely with severe brain injuries. So
missing legs, stuff like that.
Yeah. So this is again, this is not without fraught without danger. And remember what I always say this, and I was talking to somebody the other day. Remember what absolutely, besides all the chaos going on in Iran, what eventually just was the doomsday. You had no chance, Jimmy Carter, was the debacle of trying to get the hostages out. And, you get stuck in some of these things. It becomes a nightmare like you cannot believe.
What was that called? Operation
Eagle
Desert
Claw.
Eagle?
Yeah.
Eagle Claw?
Yeah, something like that. Eagle Claw, Desert
Yeah,
Eagle.
because they had them all in one building until that happened. And then as soon as that happened, they spread them out all over the place.
Yeah. So it's an ugly situation, kids. All right. Coming up, we got, I can't wait to find out if Ken's going to talk more about the pronouns in school that we were talking about earlier, because I'm still trying to figure that out, Ken. I was actually looking that up.
You'll just have to wait and see, boys.
Ooh, his teasers are so good. They're like peanut butter cups for the soul. Chad Venture, Super Talk 98.7. Bulwark Capital. I want you guys to talk to my friends over there at Bulwark Capital. They are awesome. And I want to talk to you about what it is they do into your investments, retirement, and how they can help you grow. And they're growing. They're a perfect example. They've anticipated what was happening here. We've been talking about it for weeks and weeks. And a lot of my clients who were listeners who went over there, they're like, man, this is incredible. Yeah, because they're active investors. They're looking for opportunities globally. And they're having a big webinar. All right. It's absolutely free for you. It's cutting through the market noise. It's happening on the 2nd of April at 5:30. It's free to join. They're going to show you what they're all about. They're going to pull back the curtain and say, look, we're about lowering risk, lowering cost, lowering the volatility, and then using the fundamentals we have to take advantage of markets globally and opportunities globally. Sign up for it today. Go to knowyourriskpodcast.com, knowyourriskpodcast.com. The chaos that's out there, there's advantages when you've got great traders like Bulwark Capital. Find out what they can do for you at their webinar. It's free, April 2nd, 5:30 our time. KnowYourRiskPodcast.com. For Bulwark Capital Management, investment advisory service offered through Trex Financial Solutions, LLC. Not a license. I'm starting to laugh here because you guys have no idea. Sometimes I laugh because I do it off the top of my head and I look over at Bell and I'm waiting for him to do something serious. But Investment Advisory Solutions, author of Check Financial LLC, and SEC registered investment advisor. Investment involved risk, not a guarantee. Past performance not guaranteed. Future results. Track 2648.
All right, drivers, still got that crash 40 westbound at Spence Lane. Now there's one at on Bell Road right there at I-24. And police in Spain reporting a body has been found in the search for that missing University of Alabama student. This story and more coming up at 2:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Dun, 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 dun. Whoa, Siena. They're up by 10 over Duke. It's early in the first, but still.
You got to look out for those little schools like Siena, dude.
You know what's interesting? And I was doing something today because I was doing something for a station over in Europe, and they're fascinated by March Madness, right? Like we get excited, like soccer. They're fascinated by this. And I said, you know this, kid. Like, Bell, you have no idea about any of these things because you know what basketball is. But 10, 15...
It's called shooty hoops
It's
in
called
Europe.
shooty hoops. That's right. Hey, you guys playing sports ball over there? All right.
Sports.
Yay, team, kick, goal. But 10, 15 years ago, pre the real internet like the way it is now, it was the haves and the have-nots. And the difference between the 16th seed and the number 1 seed was so massive. Now, guys can be seen anywhere. Players can be seen anywhere. Opportunities abound. And that difference is shrunk big time.
Yeah.
I mean, it has.
And a lot of times, I mean, even before all of this, sometimes these schools like this, they've got ballers, man.
Yeah. And remember, it's always the 5-12 matchup.
That's right.
5-12 matchup makes people
5-12
nervous.
is dangerous.
But, it used to be like if a 12th seed wins now, they're like, oh, yeah, they got two guys who are probably going to go play in the NBA. Where
Right.
years ago, there's one guy who might have a chance to go to Europe and play.
Right.
Kind of thing. Now they're all over the place. And NIL is also a big deal because
Game changer, baby.
you got a guy that, let's say you got to do it at Siena who's worth $50 billion and Siena gave him everything. You don't think he'll go, I'll buy somebody. I'll
Yeah.
bring 2 or 3 guys in, their stars.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, right now the Commodore's in trouble, boys.
Uh-oh.
Early on, the McNeese State Pokes are up 12-5.
Oh my, come on, Vanderbilt. I just want them to win because I know it pisses off Jackson.
No, well, Jackson, he does not like it when Vanderbilt does good.
No, he does not.
Jackson had his druthers. He'd live in Knoxville.
Did he graduate from Tennessee?
Yep.
I think so, yeah.
Yep, he's a ball.
Wow. You kind of go, feels like
You got to give him credit though for supporting the home. Yeah.
No, I
his
got no
alumni.
problem. That's fantastic. But then I started thinking, well, so he graduated from Tennessee. Oh,
I don't have a dog in the hunt this year, so.
Oh, Oklahoma didn't make it?
No. That 9-game losing streak we
Yeah,
had,
that'll do it for you.
that did us in.
You don't know when they get knocked out. You don't pick a second favorite or anything.
Nah, not really.
I was looking this year going, who's the
I want an underdog to win.
We always want that Cinderella.
But
we
I
want that
think it's
team to
gonna
make it
be-
to that second weekend.
Yes.
That Elite Eight. That we want that.
Right.
Like Queens.
Yes.
Was it Cal Baptist has never played? You want that kind of run.
When was the last time that somebody got to the Final Four or the championship?
VCU, right? Was it
and
VCU?
that was just out of the
think
blue
so.
that they shouldn't have been there, but
Yeah.
they made it.
I think it was VCU. They made a run that was. I think they got to the Final Four, didn't they?
I got to look that
Yeah,
up.
that was probably the last surprise. And the last surprise would probably be NC State when they won it that year. Because they were 8th or 9th?
How long ago was that?
80s?
80s.
Jim Valvano? It's been a long time since, but, where that was a shock.
Jimmy V.
Jimmy V, that's right. He was running around on the court looking to hug somebody.
Looking to hug somebody.
No, but everybody's celebrating. He's looking to hug somebody, and nobody's there because he was so excited. But
we don't hug in basketball.
You do after you win a championship like this, and
All right.
and cement your legacy.
So the computer boy, the internet boys says the lowest seed to ever make the Final Four is the number 11 seed. The last one, you're right, Brother Chad, it was NC State in 2024, UCLA in 2021, Loyola Chicago 2018. I think that was Coach Porter Moser, who's coaching my Sooners right now.
Not much longer if he doesn't get his butt in gear.
They renewed his contract, said they're going to help him out with NIL. VCU in 2011, George Mason 2006, and LSU all the way back in 1986.
So I would say George Mason and VCU because all of those other ones are all major schools.
Yeah,
like
they're big
UCLA
schools.
won how many championships in a row? My God, they went 4 years and didn't lose a damn game back in the day.
Right.
That was back. That was back in the day when you had John Wooden wearing a sweater.
Yeah, he
Didn't allow his team to dunk. Remember that? Dunking's for cheaters.
Really?
Yeah, he was that kind of.
He was all fundamentals.
Yeah, he was
man.
all two-handed set shot, pass with things. Yeah, he was.
But that's part of the visual excitement of the game.
Yeah, but back in the day, that wasn't it. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, remember, was it him and Walton? They were freshmen. They weren't allowed to play on the team.
Yeah, Bill Walton.
Yeah, they weren't allowed to play on the team.
And Kareem is the guy that comes out with the skyhook and gives the game a whole new visual element.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, George Mason made it to the Final Four. But
see, I know stuff about sports ball.
You know who he is. Sports ball. Sports ball. Team sports, yeah. Go for team sports, yeah. Bell talking sports. Gonna be you know what we're gonna do from now on? We're gonna make Bell do a sports report because he has no idea what sports we're gonna ask him about.
That could actually be pretty fun.
I think
it'll either be utterly ridiculous or it'd be really fun.
Sports ball with Bell. Talking sports, because he knows nothing about sports ball.
First up, shooty hoops.
Shooty
Next
hoops.
up, the foot thing.
So of the 4 number 1 seeds, Brother Chad, who is the most likely? Who is the most likely that bettors think could be knocked off?
I would say.
Is there a bet like
it's
that?
It's Florida or Michigan.
Florida or Michigan.
Yeah.
Michigan's got to play Howard.
Yeah, Michigan's got to play Howard. But,
they're 24-10, man. They've won some games.
So, but I would say, I was going to Florida too. But I think the strongest team overall, it's Duke, right? Or it's Arizona.
Yeah. I think it's Arizona's going to take it all.
Arizona's good. Arizona.
They always are. They got a great basketball program.
They do. You know what? That's the thing they're good at because they suck at football. So they went with this.
Yeah, but they can beat anybody in football any given day.
Any given day, they can. But they can beat a lot of people all the time, any given day.
In basketball.
I thought it was any given Sunday.
That's for football. They play Saturdays mostly, any given Saturdays. All right, coming up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we'll talk a little bit about Iran. Afro man, Afro dude, Afro guy who does rap sports things. If you guys don't know who he is, he did a great song called "'Cause I Got High." He was in court and he won. And you know what? It was a hell of a win. We'll talk about that among other things. Chad Benson, Talk 997.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast in 5 minutes. Police in Spain say a body has been found in the search for missing student James Gracie. Officials say the remains have not yet been identified, but the discovery was made close to where the 20-year-old University of Alabama student was last seen. Here's ABC's Maggie Rulli.
Gracie was visiting Spain for the first time with friends during their spring break. The group going to one of Barcelona's world-famous beachfront nightclubs, Xoco, Monday night. Just hours later, Gracie was nowhere to be found.
Spanish police say they've recovered Gracie's phone, found in connection with an unrelated arrest. Investigators have not clarified whether it was lost, stolen, or connected to his disappearance. And Operation Epic Fury, ABC's Elizabeth Schulze says the war in Iran has been sending the price of gas, especially diesel, high. And the price of diesel is linked to everyday goods and services since diesel's the fuel used to deliver materials.
This is a really big cost for businesses. The run-up in diesel is now the biggest two-week increase on record. In total, now Americans paying $500 million because of those higher gas and diesel costs combined every day.
And after major layoffs here in Middle Tennessee, a $70 million investment is bringing those workers back. Altium Cells is revamping its Spring Hill operations to meet the soaring power needs of AI data centers. The facility will start producing lithium iron phosphate batteries after this investment in new equipment. The company bringing back and retraining 700 displaced workers as part of the transition. And today, Jeffrey Epstein's longtime attorney meeting with members of the House Oversight Committee in a closed-door deposition. ABC's Peter Haralambous.
Darren Indyke is a key member of Jeffrey Epstein's inner circle, someone who was by his side for 20 years as he was largely able to avoid legal scrutiny. While there have been other high-profile depositions, think of the Clintons or the longtime retail billionaire Leslie Wexner, this is arguably the most important deposition they've done to date. There's arguably no other person who knows more about Jeffrey Epstein than Darren Indyke.
That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
The Wellness Institute of Nashville. Awesome. Dr. Mitchell is incredible. He was here yesterday making us some snacks. It was really nice of him to do that. Might need to go in there and get my bag adjusted because, he fed us so well. Right now, it is 47% off non-surgical decompression, okay? This is the best thing out there because of, first of all, innovation, because that's what Dr. Mitchell, he's cutting edge. Innovation is so important, and he's got the HydroWave machine. Nobody else has it. Nobody else in the state of Tennessee has it. So this is what you're going to do, right? You go in there, you see him. During your consultation, you're going to X-ray, right? The exam. If you got an MRI, bring it. And then on the way you go. Maybe you need the hydrowave machine. Maybe you need a robot lasers. Dr. Mitchell has everything. Gravity machines, anti-gravity machines. It's incredible. Sciatic. You're right. You got, I've got issues with that. I've got issues with my knees. Doesn't matter. He's got you covered with everything. It's his knowledge and innovation that makes it so incredible. So that's what I want you to do. He's my doctor, and yesterday he was my barbecuer. You're going to love what they do for you. Get out of pain with the Wellness Institute of Nashville. Call them today, 615-246-5009, 615-246-5009. Check them out online at painisbad.com, painisbad.com for the Wellness Institute of Nashville. Because I got high. Because I got high. Oh, Afro Man sued Adams County sheriffs in Ohio. And the reason was, and that's Afro Man right there, because he got high. You guys want to get high? Or for me, you guys want to get drowsy? Take some of my Tonys. Afro Man, they burst into his house, broke a bunch of stuff, including his door, because they had a warrant for apparently drugs and kidnapping. They'd heard he had kidnapped somebody. There was nobody there. They found nothing.
Well, he had a wood chipper, though. So
he did have a wood chipper. Well, when you get high, it's always a wood chipper showing up when you get high. So he was a little upset. Said, look, you know what? You guys found nothing. You charged me with nothing. All I want you to do is fix my door. That's it.
The sheriff's never supposed to raid my house in the first place. The whole raid was a mistake. All of this is their fault. If they hadn't have wrongly raided my house, there would be no lawsuit. I would not know their names. They wouldn't be on my body. They wouldn't be on my home surveillance system.
And they were. And they said, no, we're not going to pay for anything. We're not going to do anything. We're not going to help you out with anything. Sorry, stuff's broken. Deal with it. And all he wanted you to do was fix it. So what did he do? What do rappers do? Diss track. Oh, they did a diss track. We got to start doing diss tracks. What do you guys think? Start doing some diss tracks?
Who are we going to diss?
Whoever we want. Somebody
diss
disses us. We'll diss them right back.
When I'm dissing somebody, though, I kind of like to keep it on the QT.
No, look at you.
I'll diss you all day long. I'm not going to do it up on a billboard, though.
Well, I'm not saying we're going to do it on a billboard, man. I think we're going to throw down with some rhyme.
This is bigger than a billboard. The station's bigger than the billboard.
Look at the way he does this.
You think we can get Dr. Dre to help us?
Oh, yeah, we're going to. Well, maybe not Dr. Like Dr. Steve, Dr. Roger. He also knows about sports ball.
Dr. Mitchell.
Yeah, we can talk to Mitchell, come and throw some diss tracks down. So there he is, Afroman. It's like, you guys are not going to do anything. Fine. You came into my house. I've got cameras everywhere because I get high. I don't want to know what I'm doing. Maybe I had a cool fat beat that I forgot about. But also because he wants to protect his stuff. And so I'm going to take that and I'm going to make a video and a diss track about you. And it sounded a little something like this. Oh, it's called Lemon Pound Cake.
The Adams County Sheriff kicked down my door. Then I heard the glass break. They found no kidnapping victims, just some lemon pound cake. Mama's lemon pound cake. It tastes so nice. It made the sheriff wanna put down his gun and cut him a slice. Of what? Of what? Lemon pound cake. He wanna put down his Glock. Lemon pound cake. Trending on TikTok. Lemon pound cake. He's a family guy. Lemon pound cake. Munchies because he got hot. Lemon pound cake. Pound cake.
Oh, so he puts that song out there. They sue. They get butt hurt and they sue. He also does parodies on TikTok with them and everything else because, well, he just wanted it back. So what do? We're going to come after you because you was mean to us. And he wins in court because they said, this is free speech. This is what it is. This is what free speech looks like. You didn't like it. It was satire. It was satire because that's what it is.
But we're cops and you can't hurt our feelings.
Yeah. Well, yeah, apparently you can hurt their feelings. And he went hard after a few of them. Well, this Lisa chick, he went hard after. She's a handsome woman. I'd say that. She has big shoulders. Probably plays softball. Drives some sort of Subaru Outback.
So she's a woman who likes women.
Maybe. So it was funny because rather than pay $500 or $1,000, whatever it was for his door and some of the other stuff they broke, he's made, $40,000 off the diss track just on YouTube. And on top of that, he's made who knows how much selling merch off of this. And all he wanted was, hey, I'm sorry, let us buy your door. Right? But no. And the pound cake, because he took the footage, you could see the sheriff look down at the cake and he's just like salivating. Pound cake. Oh, I know. I've seen. Watch the trial. Yeah, them loaded Lisa. So it is. There's some stuff in there. It was funny the way he went after him, and you know the diss track, guys. You guys, and some of the stuff that they've called one witness. It was one of the sheriff's. It was his ex-wife, and she said he loved it going through it until there was a thought they could make money off of it. And they couldn't because they lost. And he wore an American. By the way, he loves America, right? And he loves getting high, but he also loves America. And he wears his full suit, not like a tracksuit, but an actual like dress-up suit every day to the trial, an American flag, right? He's draped in the red, white, and blue, wearing the glasses that are red, white, and blue as well. It was awesome. Good for him. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. Some of you, you should talk about this. You should talk about that. You know what we're going to do? We're going to allow you guys tomorrow to pick whatever you want me to talk about. Whatever it is you want me to talk about.
Bigfoot,
we'll talk about it. We're going to allow you guys to come up with the topics. Because everybody's like, oh, I would talk about this. I would talk about that. I don't. You know what? There you go. We're going to allow you to do that. What is it? Is it Free Throw on Friday? Is that what everybody has?
Brother
for all.
Yeah, Brother Murphy. What does he call it? The independent.
Is it the Constitution?
First Amendment.
Yeah, First Amendment Free for All Friday.
Yeah, and then I know, Chris opens up the line. So, which segment? Now, here's the deal. So this is what, if you want to produce the show tomorrow, you get it in, right? And tomorrow, so what we'll do is we'll do our first segment, And then we're going to start allowing you guys to produce each segment next. So you said, hey, Chad, I want you to talk about this, and we're going to talk about it. That's what we're going to do. We're going to give it up to you and see what you guys can do. Because I can do this or I can do that. And you and Bell are idiots. I got a lot of that. Bell doesn't know anything about sports ball. We know that. That's why he's our sports guy.
You get to pick the topic, but that doesn't mean we won't make fun of you.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. So, if you want to produce the segment, yeah, go for it. So, the reality is, I always tell everybody, it's like this. Everybody thinks they could do this, and you know what? You can. The beauty of it is you can do all of these things. Go buy yourself a mic, right? Download yourself an audio app, and away you go. Am I right, guys? How hard is that? And that's the way it works.
It's easy to do. It's hard to get good at.
Yeah, it takes time. It does. But I want people to, because I like to give people the opportunity to get in on it. So you're able to go and do it.
You're just wanting to slack the last day of the
Maybe
week.
that is also something. There's also that. So Sally's like, here's Jason. So Jason's first thing he wants me to talk about tomorrow. Hey, can you talk about the importance of having a thick woman to help you get through those cold nights?
Fair subject. I don't think that's off the table.
Sally, what the hell did I do to you? You're going to let listeners decide? Oh, no, the listeners always know what's best.
Sally, you have the opportunity to throw your idea in there, too.
Yeah, no doubt.
I would love to hear what Sally wants to talk about.
I would, too. What would you like to talk about? So that's the way we're going to do it. So tomorrow when you come in, then we're going to do our first segment. We're just going to have fun, and then from there, we're going to just pick what the next topic is that somebody wants us to do, and then that segment, we're going to do it. And then we'll do it again for the next segment, and we'll see how you guys do. We'll see how you guys do. Could be sports ball, Afro Man. Somebody said Afro Man all day.
What if it's political?
We'll do politics. It'll be great.
Ugh.
Oh, but don't worry. Well, again, we have the right to remain not silent in your silliness. It's like one of these things, like this feels like this could go wrong. Okay, there you go. Look at the see. Oh, yeah, I like this guy. He says, call it loose ends.
That's actually pretty good.
Sally would like to talk about hemorrhoids. I got a feeling the show's going to be a pain in the ass. See what she did there? She made comedy. We gave her preparation H, and she made.
Oh man!
Put that around your eyes.
We need a listener that'll let us broadcast from their colonoscopy.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Ingrow toenails. See, everybody's like, it's all fun and games. Somebody's going to do something serious.
Oh man!
Somebody's going to go. Okay, I would like you to talk about quantum easing.
Quantum ease.
All right, we're at halftime in the Duke game. Sienna's leading by 11 over Duke. And that's it.
Could Duke be the one to fall?
Could Duke be the one to fall? Look at them. There's a lot of white guys on Sienna.
Well, they're probably all over 6 foot. They're probably all at least 6'10".
Yeah, they're big. They're big. Look at this guy here. He's super excited. He gets to talk to, I heard his name is Gavin Dowdy. He's got 16 points, 4 rebounds, showing he could play. Here's the other thing about sports ball that you should know about here. Bell, is these guys, not only are they playing for their school or whatever, because a lot of these guys are probably third-year players. That's the other thing. These guys stick around a lot longer because they're in small schools. But the coach, you win a game like this, and then you win another game, all of a sudden you've gone from Siena, where you're making $550,000 a year, which sounds nice, to, hey, guess what? This college over here wants to give you $4 million to come coach his school. And these players are looking to jump to another school. It's so cool. That's why you got to learn some sports ball tomorrow.
That's when the coach says, see you, boys.
Yeah, see you, baby.
I don't know. I think that could severely get in the way of my MASH reruns.
That's why you're doing sports ball. So tomorrow we'll have our first episode of Sports Ball with Bell K. Oh, Lord. We're going to wrap it up straight ahead on this Thursday. It is the Chad Bench Show, Super Talk 99.7. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's the 1000th show on Friday Eve.
I don't feel like this one's going to be as big.
You know,
but you never know.
You never know.
You
Could be
never
huge.
know.
Could be
Yesterday,
massive.
it will be difficult to match the intensity and the passions of yesterday's 1000th episode.
What was your most memorable moment yesterday? What's your most memorable moment for your first 999 show?
Oh, I don't know about all of that. I don't know that I could offer. I don't know. I mean, I enjoy interacting with people. I enjoy helping folks. So, I mean, some of the most memorable things we do would be like tornado coverage and that sort of thing. And that's kind of a boring answer, but it's true.
No,
Heidi Campbell walking out.
Yeah.
Heidi Campbell leaving was pretty fun. That's pretty memorable. People bring that up to me from time to time. And, you know, they erroneously remember this as me kicking Heidi Campbell out. And that's technically, I mean, I guess technically you say that, but I remember the exchange clearly. I told her that she needed to stop lying to the audience. And she said, "Are you calling me a liar?" And I said, "Yes, I'm calling you a liar." And she said, "Well, I'm not going to sit here and be called a liar." And I said, "Well, you can leave."
Yeah, you didn't say you have to leave. You said you can leave.
I mean, if you don't want to sit here and be called a liar, but I'm going to call you what you are if you're lying to me, and you're lying. You've not read the bill. You say you've read the bill. You've not read it. Anyway, so that was fun. That was fun. I just appreciate that moment because I didn't want to have to walk her out.
That's always good. If we
so
could do
she
that with
leaves
everybody
during the segment,
yeah,
that's nice because I don't have to.
We don't have that awkward, like, like you wake up the next day and you're like, oh, hey, what's going on?
Right, you kind of you have those moments in your radio career. You kind of get into it a little bit, with a guest or whatever. And I do that from time to time. I probably shouldn't, but and then you have to turn the mic off and like say bye to them.
Yeah.
It's always weird.
It is weird. It's like super awkward.
Hope you come back.
Don't do it again. And yesterday, what was your most memorable?
It was it's sweet to hear from the people. I mean, once again, I appreciate that we've impacted lives to the point that, love me or hate me, that people want to listen to the show and want to be entertained and informed and all of that sort of thing. Dr. Mitchell's insane. He blew it out of the park.
Oh, my God. So much food.
So much food.
You know what's great about the food, too? Ken got none of it.
Well, that's a bonus.
Yeah, that is a bonus. I went down to Dr. Mitchell. I said, "You're my doctor, so make sure Ken gets nothing."
No.
That
he gave me a 7-foot set of Longhorns.
Oh, my Lord. Did you put it on your truck already?
Not yet, but maybe. I think it's too long. I think it'd stick out.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't know where it's going, but he gave me that, so that's pretty cool.
That's awesome. Well, you guys have a great rest of your day. Remember, tomorrow you guys are producing my show, so get some of your ideas. So far, we've had a lot of Bigfoot conspiracies, so we're going to get that on tomorrow, and a lot of sports ball with Bell, because he knows sports so well with Bell. You guys have a good one. Master at Ed.